Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
If you're not sure what to do next, how about I take you on a walk?
Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending. Seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Oh yes, Fontaine.
The stories here never have a happy ending.
The city will soon be underwater. With all its technology, one would have believed it would have lasted much longer. Perhaps if they had stopped tinkering with matters they should not have,
Seems like the stories
it
here
would have lasted, and their Archon would have been able to save them. Alas, story always has many endings.
seems like the stories here never have a happy ending.
Yay! Alright. There we go. And we're back. Welcome to the stream. My name is harukazekitsune. We are live on YouTube and on Twitch. Welcome. We're right back at it, right where we left off. Now, the game wants me to walk straight ahead. But we have other matters to attend to first. So let's head on back over to Mondstadt. And let's collect our electro hypostasis goodies. What do we need? We need, what is it called? The electro gem thing? Hold on. We're trying to level up Fischl
I
here.
created another universe and founded paradise. For
Amethyst.
I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin de
Ah, yes, your student. Well, I am doing quite well after yesterday's spicy start. And now we're back. Collecting level up items. Yeah, so we're gonna need some amethyst chunks. What do we need? We need 4. So that means, what, 3 small ones? 12? 12 small ones? Or 4 big ones? Or a mix of that. So that's what I'm gonna be, well, I'm gonna do that. We're gonna get Fischl up to level 80.
I created.
Her weapon is already level 80. We can ascend it, but we don't have any ascension materials. Could try to go for artifacts. Alright, talent's already leveled up, except for this one. I could try to level that one up. So there's that. Oh, we have Farina on the team, I forgot. I have her just because of mobility, you know? She moves fast. And then we have Jean, who is already level 80 out of 80. Her weapon does need some ascending. But we can do that another time. Not really too worried about that one. Hmm.
What
Yeah,
they
so we'll
say
just
is true.
focus on
You have to
Judicial.
see the world for yourself to appreciate how beautiful it is.
Sometimes these glasses can be a little tight on my face. How are you doing today, by the way? How are things going? Had a busy morning today. Alright, let's go say hi to the electro hypostasis. Hello! He's awake.
Everyone hold hands. Yeah. Yeah. Ah. This may hurt a little. Ah.
Just chilling like a villain. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Yeah, I was really tired when I got home from work. And so I decided to take a quick nap. And then I was like, alright, I'm ready to stream. Let's go. Why is my keyboard is being wonky?
This may hurt a little.
It was using this before.
Yeah. Yeah.
I thought it was because of the battery life, but no, it's still being kind of weird.
Committed to memory. Ah.
You fool! You think you can touch me? I just gotta time it right.
Yeah. Make yourself
Did I
at
time it
home.
right? I did not time it right. Oh! Darn it. So yeah, I had a quick nap before starting the stream today. And I'm feeling good.
Grow, grow, grow.
I woke up and I was like, oh, I woke up from missed calls from work.
Yeah. This may hurt a little.
So I gave him a call back and they're like, oh yeah, cool, you're cool. I was like, awesome. And streaming we go.
Grow. Yeah. Committed to memory.
Uh-oh.
This may hurt a little.
Oh, he ran away. I almost started the stream with a very
This
like
may hurt a little.
low guys, you know, like very like low voice. But I didn't. I woke up first. Wait. What did we get? We got 3 of those. That's 1. Oh, that's right. I need. That's 2. This is gonna be this is gonna take a couple tries. So I guess we'll do that one. And what do we need for June? I did. Oh, butter. This is a thing right here. The electro hypothesis is not too difficult. Especially right now where I'm kind of well, I really want to take on the hypostasis. I don't, because I don't really want to waste my resin. I want to use all my resin on the electro hypostasis. What do I need then? What do I need? Could do this one. That wouldn't be too bad of an idea. It'd be a pain. Could also go to looking for these. Her element of mastery is only 35. Okay. I am. You get any kind of bonuses for that? I don't know. Do you get bonuses for being high friendship? I know it's always been a thing, but I've never really paid attention to it. So I don't know. Ooh, her name card. Name card? Oh, that'd be cool. I got Paimon right now. Where's where is it? There's a lot of stuff. I feel like it's gonna be around here somewhere. Ooh, yes. That looks cool. I think I passed it. Naida. Is it? Oh, that looks cool. God, I like PS more. A lot of them. That's cool though. You should also get the scimitar glider. That way we can have fully decked out Nahida. Which is this one? Yes, that's what we want. That's gonna take a while. No, I think once I've leveled up official here, I mean, let's see. Let me look. Let me think. Let me use my brain for a moment here. Weapon and level, it will be at the highest I can get it for now. Constellation? Talents are already pretty good too. Is it? Oh, that's Boreas. I could do that. Level those up, and then I could go and do some grinding for Nahida's artifacts, because I don't have all of her artifacts right now. I have a couple of them. Wayfarer, the Scholar Vines, and the Time of Insight. Though I have to double check and make sure that the right upgrades are on them. I think I needed, yeah, I needed the crown hat, the bobber, and then I needed this one. I gotta do those. Maybe not today. I'll probably focus on the story today. Once I'm done with official, that is, of course. I finally made it to Fontaine yesterday. Very interesting. It's gonna be a lot of fun. Child's back. Not too happy about that. There we go. Almost done. Oh gosh, that was close. Wait, did it actually hit me?
Committed to memory.
That might have actually hit me.
Bro.
Alright, time me right, or otherwise Sahida's gonna die, and then we're gonna have a big problem. Did I time me right? I did. Oh, oh gosh. Yeah. That was close. That was a weird laugh on my part also. Oh. Very nice. Very nice.
Committed to memory.
Dose. Yes. Did it on the first try. Gotcha. Didn't get. Oh my gosh. That's gonna be a pain in the butt. It's so slow. It's so slow. I should be able to craft some though. Maybe I'll go craft me some of those gemmies. Yeah. I wonder he's gonna go. He's supposedly gonna go take on Clorind, and I hope she kicks his butt. Not a fan. Listen, I'm not a fan. I'm not a child fan. Not a child fan. Hey, I gotta make sure I don't make the same mistake of turning it into a gemstone. I did that last time. I don't know. I don't know. I hate child. Let's make a fan club for hating child. Let's make a fan club for hating child. I hope he gets his butt kicked by Chlorine. That would make me very happy. I'm gonna go heal real quick. I hate children. Funny conversation I've had with my siblings. We're siblings. We talk about stuff, you know. My sister got married not too long ago, and we were talking about like, hey, so are you gonna have kids? And she was like, probably eventually, but like not right now. I was like, okay, cool. And I was like, I get to name your kid. She was like, what? I was like, yeah, because like in our family, she's named after our mom. We have I have a younger brother who's named after our dad. So I told him, okay, well, you guys need to continue the lineage. You gotta get a kid named after you, and he has to get a kid named after him. That way we can keep the lineage. And she was like, no, that's not gonna happen. I was like, I looked at her husband, I was like, I'll pay $10,000 if you let me name your kid. And he was like, oh, it'll work something out. Oh yeah. Anyways, but like out of all of our siblings, like her and I are like the oldest siblings in the family, and her and I are the only ones that have openly said, yeah, probably gonna have kids at some point. The others are like, nah, not happening. Actually, the youngest of our siblings, she's like, I hate kids. She's like, I never want to have kids. I was like, interesting. Not necessarily desperate to be uncles, more like, just, you know, just, I want to keep the lineage going.
Grow.
You know, you've got mom's name, give your kid the same name. I don't know, I think that's just funny.
This might hurt a little. Make
There
yourselves at
we go.
home.
Uh-oh. I timed it wrong. Ooh, can I switch? Oh, no, I can't switch. Ooh.
This is trouble.
Yeah, it is. Let's go heal real quick. Oops. Yeah, it's just mostly me just thinking it's funny.
Wow, this would be the perfect location for shooting a film.
Really? I guess it would. Yeah, like something like out of Mordor or something. Revival? No, I don't. I don't carry food. Who carries food nowadays? I don't.
The sun feels almost as hot as those studio lights I'm in front of all the time. Good thing there can only be one sun.
I've come to learn that Verena is quite the drama queen. Listen, when you have a good healer, you don't need foods, you know? Except I don't have a healer right now. Barbara, I'm starting to miss Barbara. Barbara was an amazing healer. She was probably the best healer I've ever had, and I'm starting to miss her. But against the hypostasis right now, Nahida really is the only one that can do any significant damage. Does she do healing? She does healing too, right?
Let my name echo in song!
What the frick?
Commit it to memory.
Oh, Butters. Probably should heal. Should. Oh gosh.
This might hurt a little.
Missing Barbara. Barbara, my dear. Uh-oh.
Grow. Ah!
Barbara's best healer changed my mind. She's also the cutest healer.
Shower me with praise.
Committed to memory. Yeah.
Ooh, I never thought about using Farina's abilities like that. Uh-oh.
This may hurt a little. Yeah. Grow, grow, grow. The
Now.
Temple of Wisdom.
I got it. Ooh. She's got hairstyles? Oh my god.
This may hurt a little. Grow, grow, grow. Committed to memory. Ha!
This is above my pay grade. Learning about hairstyles is above my pay grade. Okay. Okay, so it gives me one. Okay. Wow. That is some slow going right now. That is insanely slow going. At 3.
I created another
So 1. We got 4. 4. Ah. Very slow going. I never even knew her hair changed. Okay, so she's got short hair right now. Ah. Now we got the long hair. Oh. Ah, look at that. Maybe I should just go ahead and switch in Farina instead. Oh, look at that.
Something on your mind again? Let's work through it together.
Okay, while we wait for that thing to respawn, what can we do? I guess I'll go back and I'll just go back and craft and then come back and kill and then go back and craft and then go back and kill. I call it the crafty killing. The crafty killing. That one. And make that one. Really? Oh! Is there like a voice line for that? I wonder, is there a voice line for that? Ah, man, should I level up Farina? Where do we get this? Drop by Hydrotulpas. Should I? Now I'm kind of questioning myself. Do I switch her in instead? We'll learn more about oceanoids. More. That's a lot of reading. Should I? She is a good healer. Jean, explain to me why I should keep you instead of Farina. Get the healing ability, this healing. It's really and dealing. HP. Back. Generates HP characters. Ammo deals damage to. That's true. She can walk on water, and that can be very useful. But, Jean, I mean... She's saying, please don't. Then there's Barbara. I mean, her ability can literally revive you. I mean... Is it C5 for that? Revives the fallen character. What other character can revive somebody? Of course, I don't have it yet. Saying. You also have this. Decisions. Let's go kill you, the electro hypostasis. And Hydro does pair well with both Electro and also Dendro, whereas Nemo doesn't really. So don't have C6 Barbara yet, but I could work on trying to get C6 Barbara. That'll be one of my future goals. How about that? I'm starting to think that maybe I should put Farina in just because her Hydro abilities pair well with Dendro and Anemo doesn't. Specifically that for that reason. And also, 2 Archons in one team. Let's go, right?
Grow.
Oh gosh. Oh, come on.
This may hurt a little.
The show begins! Time to shine!
Whoop.
Committed to memory. This may hurt a little.
Whoop.
Grow.
Shower me with praise!
Oh, no. Whew.
Committed to memory. Grow. Yeah. Make yourselves at home.
That was close.
Oh, really?
Oh gosh. Oh.
This may hurt a little. Yeah. Committed to memory. This may hurt a little.
Come on. And come on. Yes. Booyah. 15 minutes for the revivability. I mean, again, I don't carry around any healing or revival foods, so I mean that's honestly pretty good. And how often do my characters die? Not that often. So I think Barbara would be my perfect healer. Honestly, I think Barbara would be the perfect healer for my team. And I think also I just got enough chunks. Let me go see. Let's go see if we got the chunky boys. But yeah, I'm gonna use Farina now instead of Jean, just because. Oh man, that's a lot of leveling items. Now I have to collect. Ow! Oh, Butters. Well, let's. I'll see. I'm gonna check right now. I'm gonna get Farina to the highest level as I possibly can right now. If I can't get her to a suitable level, then I'll use Jean until I am able to get Farina up to a suitable level. For now, let's go ahead and
another
send
universe
Fischl.
and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the Prinzessin der
Butters. Ah, so close, level 80. Oh. Hey, we got an acquaint fade. Woo! I'm gonna use it. Oh, hold on. Oh, it's so annoying that Fischl isn't at the level that I want her to be. Oh, I might be able to get her up to the level though. Just maybe. Just maybe. Oh. Just maybe, just maybe, just maybe, just maybe. Catherine, if you will help me.
Thank you for completing today's.
When you're high up, everyone
Catherine,
can hear your voice.
you've let me down. Eh? Yeah! Awesome. Hold on. Beautiful. Let's go ahead and switch. Oh, where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Where is she? Here? Oh, there she is. Here we go. Like you little radish. Okay. We don't have any more level up items now. Aw, man. What is this?
I
We're
created
so
another
close.
universe and founded paradise. For I, Fischl, and the
Oh, wait a minute. Command center? We need this stuff. Okay. Right now you'll have to sit on the sidelines for a while, but eventually we will bring you up to the big leagues. Meantime, I need Jean back. I hope you understand.
We may leave at any time.
Okay. Now, this is showing me
see the world for
there's an Adventure Rank Ascension 4. I haven't done this. The Adventurers Guild has posted an emergency rally commission. Ooh. Okay. Well, let's go see what that's about. Let's go find some items here. I didn't even think about this. Is that the quest? That is? Oh, no, no, no. Oh, no. Oh, boy. Let's do it. We may be lower level than we need to be, but we can still do it. We shall power through. Or die trying. Probably die trying. Oh. Oh. Ow. I thought it was the kind of thing where it would kick me back, but no. We got some enemies up ahead. Here we go. Oh, don't tell me. Uh-oh. Hello, boys.
I see everything. Hey,
To ashes!
Simple enough. Oh. Butter. This is gonna suck. Let's hold on. Here we go.
By royal decree.
everyone hold hands. Temple of Wisdom.
Barbados, guide us.
Hey.
Power that ended fight!
Yeah.
Wings of darkness! Come, sever night.
Yeah.
Uh-oh. Oh, butter.
Odds revealed by
Everyone hold it. Stop. Sharing my knowledge.
I timed this right. Oh.
Eyes on me! I swear by my sword.
Grow, grow, grow.
Oh,
Midnight Phantasmagoria.
we can do this.
This may hurt a little. Make yourselves a
We can
room.
do this. We can do this. We can do this.
by royal decree.
Committed to memory. This may hurt a little.
To ashes!
Oh gosh. Oh, butters.
Good.
No, 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 no. Oh. Out of my way! I can't see! Where am I?
Wind, hear me.
This guy's trapped me! Oh god. Well, that's not fair! Gosh. You took out all my strong characters. Gosh darn. No, I can do it. I know I can. But all my characters are dead! Not fair. He cornered me. I should be like totally against the rules or something. Alright, let's heal up. We can take it down. I know I can take it down. I know I can. I know I can do it. I think I can. I think I... And I will. Like I saw those crossbow guys and I was like, ooh, challenge. And then I was like, oh, that was easy. And then I was like, oh, those were just the entrance cards. Oh. Ow. Oh, no. Oh, no. Hello, boys. Don't mind me. I'm just, Oh, do I have to kill you guys?
Odds revealed by
Committed to memory. Grow, grow, grow. Ah!
I have to get rid of them. Oh, I got this. Oh, I got this. It's all about the timing. It's all about the timing.
by royal decree.
Power that ended fight!
I see everything. The Temple of Wisdom.
As you wish, main Fräulein.
This may hurt a little. Yeah.
Don't you dare. Uh-oh, he's back.
I swear by my sword!
Odds revealed by
Yeah. Sharing my knowledge.
Take this!
Much.
To ashes!
Committed to memory.
Come on.
Go as one. Wind, hear me.
Make yourselves at home. This may hurt.
Eyes on me.
Oh!
Shadow Raven, let night fall.
Oh. Better nugget. Saved that wrong, but it still got him. Wait, there's more?
I swear by my sword.
Commit it to memory. Sharing my knowledge.
Okay, well now I know I can't do it.
Power that ended high.
Grow.
I thought I could, but then this guy showed up.
Yeah, this may hurt a little.
Can I find him? Yes, I can. Can I do it within the timeline? Others. How many of these guys are there? Oh man. Okay, no, I can't do it. That's annoying. How many waves are there? Does it say? Each of them must establish their camp in there. It doesn't say how many caves there are. Also, I just noticed I don't have enough resin. Oh well. It was never meant to be. Okay. Well, I guess now that I'm done collecting all the stuff that I could collect, it's time to get back to the quest. Back to the quest. Let's go to the court of Fontaine. Okay. I have to send everybody up again. Tell me what items available. Besides Fischl. So Fischl, she still needs to be leveled up.
I created another
Jean. Send dandelion seeds. And then the Anemo hypostasis. Beidou. Oh, the electro hypostasis again as well. Oh, that's gonna be a... oh, more gold coins and the Noctilucious jade. It's a shell. Nahida, the dendro hypostasis, and Carpalatalotes. Okay. Also, I just remembered something. We have a wish available for us. Oh, we have 2 wishes available. Hold on. We can wish. This will be our, what is it? 59th wish? This will be our 59th wish. Now, we do have one of these wishes. Let's go ahead and just pull it and see what we get here.
Sorry, ma'am. Were you looking for me? Hello. I'm Sethos. What can I do for you? Actually, you know what? This seems like more of a sit-down conversation. Come with me. I know a good place.
Good guys are those. Well, we got Sethos, I guess. That's cool, I guess. Anything? Nothing. Nada. Zippo. Yet. Hello, Sethos. Welcome to the team, I guess. What are you? You are a... Oh, user. Oh, wait a minute. Choto. yes it is. Okay. Somebody should take a picture. Oh yeah. Erinius whirling dance added to the art. Into the opera house we go. Pip pip cheerio.
Whoa! Now this is fancy! The
That's
opera
better.
Claus. What a place to hold a performance! No wonder Linny and Lynette were looking forward to it. Huh. Looks like there's a lot of people standing around the fountain up ahead.
Oh, Archon, please bless us with a bright and healthy child. We pray.
I don't know why you always feel the need to ask so much. I'll be happy as long as our child is healthy and lives a peaceful life.
I guess if they're our kid, then there's no doubt they'll turn out smart.
Right. Good luck with that.
Maybe this is one of the customs in Fontaine. There sure are a lot of couples here.
You will love Farina.
Vache.
Hey. Hey,
What's wrong?
did you not hear that?
Vache.
Did you just say something, Paimon?
No, Paimon didn't say anything. Are you hearing things?
What was that just now?
Welcome to the Fountain of Lucine. All the water flowing through Fontaine converges here. It's customary for newlyweds to come here and wish for children.
Lynette!
Well, congratulations.
You scared Paimon! When did you get here?
Lenny asked me to wait here for you, remember?
Oh, that's right.
Right.
By the way, Lynette, I seem to hear a faint voice just now.
What do you mean? There are a lot of people here right now.
It seemed as if it's just coming from the fountain.
Hey, you're not trying to scare Paimon, are you? Besides, it's the middle of the day. It's not the time for eerie things.
Wait, balloon.
Let's see. I might be able to tell you something that could help explain the voice you heard.
Eh?
In fact, you might not be imagining things at all. I suspect that what you heard is a result of your hypersensitivity to the hydro element. Others in my family have had similar experiences.
Oh,
Because of her sensitivity to the hydro element? But what would hearing a voice have to do with elemental power?
When do you cry, Paimon?
Wait, what? What does that have to do with anything?
when do you bleed, Paimon?
Just answer me. When do you cry?
When Paimon's really sad? Oh, and when Paimon's super happy. Oh, and also when Paimon's really, really scared.
So basically all the time.
Then you should understand that tears contain your most intense emotions. Like I just mentioned, the Fountain of Lucine is where all the flowing water in Fontaine converges. Even the tears that fall to the ground will eventually gather here. So maybe what you heard was the intense emotion coming from someone's tears.
That's an interesting explanation. Not sure whether I buy it, though.
So, what did the voice say?
It seemed to be calling out someone's name.
Huh. If you were hearing their emotions, then Paimon wonders what happened to them.
Rather than worrying about them, we should worry about my brother first.
Uh-oh.
Don't let that calm look of his fool you. He tends to get pretty nervous just before a performance. So chatting with Linny might help him relax a little before he goes on stage.
Okay, let's go see the
right.
magic boy.
That makes sense. Let's go in and see Linny.
Oh, Linny. Break a leg now. That's what you're supposed to say. You're never supposed to say good luck. Because if you say good luck to somebody, you're actually wishing them bad luck. Instead, you're supposed to say break a leg. That's supposed to be luck. Okay, so Linny, break a leg. Like, in multiple places. Preferably. No, not really. Just, you know, matter of speech.
Ah, Traveler and Paimon. Good to see you. I knew you two would come.
Are you kidding? We wouldn't miss it for the world. We've been looking forward to it.
Looking forward.
I can tell, judging by how early you've arrived.
Ah,
But
well,
you're
early bird
actually
gets the
right on
worm.
time. The audience still hasn't started entering the venue yet, which means now is the perfect chance for us to take you to the best seats in the house.
Oh,
Wait
yeah.
just a moment. I'll fetch the tickets.
Excellent. Chat, talking.
The Opera House has assigned seating, so you always have to make reservations. I've already reserved your seats, and here are your tickets.
Galene, let's go.
Ooh, front row seats. Thanks,
It's always the best
Lenny.
part.
Don't mention it. There's no need to keep thanking me.
Yeah, if I go to a concert, I
Hey,
always
Lenny,
like being in the.
Could you come over here
the
and
pit.
take
It's
a
always
look at
fun.
this?
Oh, I'll be right there. Seems there's an issue with the stage props over there. That's Cal, my assistant, calling me. I'll go lend him a hand.
Sure thing. Let's get busy.
Yeah, we'll just go to our seats. You go ahead, Lenny.
It was weird when you arrive early. It's like a movie or something like that. The whole place is just like empty, and you just like sit down, and it's like quiet and dark. Whoa.
Tiara just followed.
Kira, thank you so much for the follow. This is a big opera house. Look at this. Now, typically at a movie theater, I would sit about right here. Yeah. Okay, maybe not exactly right here. Maybe perfect. Perfect. So you get a good view of the entire thing. Because if you're way up there, your neck is like, oh. If you're all the way at the back, you don't get a good view. But if you're like in the middle, like around right here, your neck is not all the way up, and then you can also just look in and get a great view. This right here is the best seat in town. That's not the one Linny gave us. Linny gave us down here. Our neck's gonna be killing us after this show.
Oh,
Ah.
these should be our seats. Come on, let's sit down.
That never let. Yeah. This reminds me of the time that I went to watch the Konosuba movie. And I went online to pick out my seat at the movie theater, and I picked it out, and I picked out the perfect seat. There was people at the movie theater, but I had like a nice little area where there was nobody around me, and I was like, perfect. Got to the movie theater, sat down, just as the movie's starting. This other dude shows up, and he just sits right next to me. A lot of space all around. Dude sits right next to me. I'm just like, I could move somewhere else. This is my seat. I ain't moving. Not moving. And it was awkward, but I stayed there. And if you watch the Konosuba movie, and you know how that movie starts, that was awkward. That was awkward. That was awkward. Not as awkward as when I went to watch the I went to watch the FNAF movie, which the FNAF movie was actually pretty good. I went to watch the FNAF movie. Same deal. Picked out my chair. Great seat. Sit down. Oh yeah. Movie starting. I see a group of people walking in. You know, the lights haven't gone down. There's still some light, but it's dark. And I see a group of people walking in, right? And it's just like,
Roaster Baker just followed.
thanks so much, Roaster Baker, for follow. So I'm just sitting there, and I see a group of people walking in. Okay. And they walk up, and they get to my row, and they start coming into my row. I'm like, okay. And then two girls sit next to me, and then one girl sits next to me. Why? They were like having like a pajama party or something like that because they were like in pajamas and stuff, like animal pajamas. Just two girls sat next to me. One girl sat on the other side. I'm just like, this is kind of awkward, but I'm not gonna get up. It's like the movie was already starting, and they literally got there late. But it's just like, there's a lot of seats. Why do you have to sit next to me? So yeah, that was really awkward as well. So anyways, we have somebody sitting next to us here. Let's see what's going on with him. Oh.
Hey, traveler. Maybe we should strike up a conversation with the person next to us. Since we're sitting together and the rest of the place is practically empty still. It's kinda awkward if we don't say anything.
Isn't that usually your job?
You little... Of course you put this on Paimon.
Hey, you're the one that talks a lot.
Excuse me, I did not realize you felt awkward. I am terribly sorry. I would be perfectly happy to chat with you if that is what you would like.
So you heard all of that, did ya? Boy, you sure have good ears. Paimon thought she was keeping her voice down.
No,
wait,
you
that's
speak
not
very
it.
loud.
Sorry, Paimon's the one who was being rude, talking under her breath like that. So, let's talk, but, what should we talk about?
This is getting even more awkward.
Oh, Paimon's got it. You're also here early and sitting in the front. Are you a friend of Linny's too?
A friend, you say? Well, if Mr. Linney would like to be my friend, I would be more than happy to reciprocate.
Oh, well, how nice.
Oh, so you're not friends with Linny
Very,
then?
friendly.
This is getting more awkward by the second. Paimon nearly forgot to make her introduction. Nice to meet you. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler. We just
Hello.
arrived in Vaudain.
It is an honor to meet you two. I have heard of your deeds across Tevat.
Oh, have you now?
And as required by proper etiquette, I will also introduce myself. I am...
Oh, Monsieur Nervillet. What an honor it is to have you here to see my show.
Monsieur Neuvillette.
Ah, Mr. Linney.
Monsieur.
I should say it is in fact an honor for me to see your performance in person.
Wait, Nervillet? Could he be...
Oh, yeah. He's the big man around here.
I saw you all chatting just now, but it seems you still don't know who Monsieur Nervillet is.
Yeah, well,
Allow me to introduce you to Fontaine's Chief Justice. That seat is always reserved for him. It wouldn't be too much to say that he's the symbol of justice and honesty here in Fontaine.
Whoa!
Oh, please excuse
Sorry
me.
for being so rude just now. Paimon had no idea you were such an important person.
No offense taken. Being Chief Justice is merely what I do for work. Nearly every person has their usual reserved seat, so I'm not so special, really. And by the way, I should probably let you know, even though I would prefer not to. There's someone sitting up there in the VIP seats that has been striking a pose for quite a while now. I believe she is trying to give you a most elegant and impressive first impression. So I think you should take notice of her sooner rather than later. Otherwise, she may become flustered.
Hi. Hey.
Oh, it's Farina, the Hydro Archon. Huh. She sure has a smug and satisfied look on her face. Guess she has no idea that you saw right through her act.
Very good. That is for the best. No need to pay her any more attention. We may now enjoy the show.
That's a bit brutal of him.
So is this what things are like between the Chief Justice and the Hydro Archon?
All right, please wait just a moment longer. I've pretty much finished my preparations, and the performance will start as soon as the audience has made their way to their seats.
Ooh.
Yay! The show's finally about to start!
Don't like these seats, by the way, Linny, but I'll take them.
I can hardly wait! Paimon's never seen a real live magic show before!
Magic. The crowd enters the venue, and the curtains open for the show begin. Yeah.
Oh, they're dimming the lights. The show must be starting.
Shut up. Paimon, shut up, shut up, shut up. Seems pretty
Sorry.
serious.
Paimon will try to stay quiet.
Welcome, one and all, to the Opera Epicles. I am the
Epicles?
star of today's show, Linny. And over here is my sister, Lynette, who will be working as my wonderful assistant. Please, let's give her a warm welcome.
Yay.
Hello, everyone.
Yay.
I know she may seem to be a little sleepy right now, but that's just a sign that she's nervous.
Whatever.
Now, some of you may be thinking, two vision holders who can freely manipulate elemental powers performing magic is not true magic at all. So, I would like to take a moment to assure you that elemental powers will have nothing to do with what you will witness on the stage today.
Oh.
Both Lynette and myself have removed our visions for the show. That way, even the gods won't be able to help us.
Oh.
Good point. That's what makes the show real magic.
Now, without further ado, let the show begin. Lynette will now exit the stage to make some preparations. I know you might miss her, but don't worry. She'll be coming right back on stage momentarily. Perhaps in an unexpected way. I'm sure she'll be stealing the spotlight soon enough. Oh, and before I forget, there's one more thing I should say. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye.
Blink. Oh.
A magician's greatest skill is making things disappear or appear. The possibilities are endless.
The money?
But this isn't what you came for. These little tricks, you've seen them all before.
And I know how they work too.
So it's time for something truly extraordinary. Don't you think? This one's a little tricky. Using this water tank, I shall make my sister vanish completely. Right before your very eyes.
It's a cat mermaid. A catarade.
It's actually quite simple.
Mercat.
She'll just turn into air bubbles and float right out of the top. Oh no! I told them to check all the props carefully. With the lid on, even air can't escape. An amateur magician would be getting very nervous right around now. Luckily, it's me on stage, so let me show you what a true virtuoso can do. Lynette, are you still there? Don't go too far. We don't want to use up all our magic.
Hi, I'm back.
Uh-huh.
See, I was more impressed at how long she could hold her breath. Pachi. Very nice. Very nice.
Whoa! What in the world just happened? How did he do that? Paimon didn't see him do anything. Wasn't Lynette inside the water tank? How did she disappear and then reappear out of nowhere?
No. What a
If
show.
we could see easily through his tricks, then that would mean that his skills are still lacking. To appreciate magic, you should focus on the show happening on stage, rather than getting caught up in trying to see that which has been intentionally hidden.
Oh.
Guess you're right. Paimon couldn't believe her eyes when Lynette reappeared. Amazing!
Thank you everyone. I'm glad you enjoyed that performance. But our magical journey has only just begun. I've prepared even more astonishing surprises for everyone here. The magic of transformation and disappearance can go far beyond what you've just seen. I'm sure many of you are thinking that escaping the water tank was impressive enough. But Lynette is still my assistant after all.
What does that mean?
In which case, I have ample time to make all necessary preparations. So, for my next trick, I will require the participation of one lucky audience member.
Me.
Please, if my assistants
I
could bring
think I
out
know
the
who it's
magical
gonna
boxes
be.
now. There are 2 boxes and only 2 boxes. One is here, and one is there in the aisle among the audience.
Are you going to teleport somebody from over there to there?
I'm sure many of our clever audience members have already guessed our next magic trick.
Yeah.
A swap! Our lucky audience member and I will each enter a magic box. After 1 minute, we will each emerge from the opposite box.
You gotta use elevators, of course.
Now please, everyone pay very close attention to the box you see here. Don't give me any chance to make a move.
Wow! How's he gonna do this? Hey, do you think this is all magic tricks, or does Lenny have actual superpowers?
Well, let's watch and see. I'm sure we can spot how he does it.
The lucky audience member will be generated by this random number selector.
Ooh, who could it be?
It selects numbers entirely at random. Even I don't know who will be chosen to participate. Now then, let's begin.
And the number is...
Let me see. Oh, row 7, seat 3. Congratulations! You now have the chance to experience magic firsthand for an entire minute.
An entire
Please,
minute, he
come
says.
forward. My assistant will take you beside the magic box. I'm sorry, it might be a little cramped inside, but no need to feel nervous. We've carefully arranged everything for you to be as comfortable as possible. You don't need to do anything, but no matter what strange things may happen, don't come out of the box. If the magic is interrupted, who knows where you might end up? You might even find yourself in the Fortress of Meropide.
Oh,
Ooh.
okay.
All
She looks really
right.
cute.
Before I enter the magic box, there is one more thing I need to ask the audience to do. Could you all give me a countdown?
Starting
Like
from?
this. 60, 59, 58. Just keep counting down. You can go a little faster or slower if you like. I won't be able to see anything in the pitch black box, so I'll be relying on your voices to know when time is up. Oh, and no tricks now. If you quickly count from 60 in just 30 seconds, then I'll be in a tough spot.
Oh.
Ooh! Paimon kinda wants to count faster after hearing him say that!
I'm sure Linnaeus prepared. With the whole crowd counting together, you couldn't even if you wanted to.
No, that won't do. I can see it in your eyes. You still can't be trusted. Let's practice together. Come on, repeat after me. 60,
59, 58, and so on and so forth. Oh,
58!
That's right, perfect. Keep it going. All right, I'll see you all on the other side once you've finished counting.
54, 53, 52? Huh? Why aren't you counting, Nervalette?
I am counting in my head. I think things are exciting enough in here as it is. Merely a consequence of my identity and personality. Do not worry about me. Just enjoy the show.
cool as cucumber.
You look so serious that Paimon thought you might be feeling uncomfortable or something.
Oh, that's just you.
38! Mr. Linney, are you all right in there? Is everything ready?
Yes, I'm fine. I'm just double-checking the direction of the magic. It would be a disaster if we get sent to the wrong places. For example, midair right above the audience.
Even though he's saying that, Lenny doesn't seem nervous at all.
I think it's all part of the show. Maybe he's just supremely confident in his abilities. Okay.
What was that noise? Did you hear it too?
Did it come from the stage? Maybe it was just to divert our attention.
Not sure. Anyway, it doesn't seem like anyone's worried about it.
25!
Well, it is part of the show.
23! What's wrong, Mr. Linney? I can still hear you moving in there.
I seem to have accidentally knocked over a decoration. I'm trying to fix it, but it's pitch black in here. I can't tell left from right.
Never mind the decorations. There's no time for that. The show is what's important.
No, that's unacceptable. I want my show to be perfect. Don't worry, we still have 20 seconds. Hear them counting?
19! 18! 17!
It seems things aren't quite going as planned. I apologize, everyone. It feels like you're all starting to count faster, but that's all right. I know it can be tiring to do such a long countdown.
All right, what's gonna be the
10
payoff?
seconds and change is still plenty of time.
What's gonna be the payoff? What's the payoff? What's the payoff?
Almost there now. Whew. Swapping two people is harder work than you might think. Even a master magician like me can't guarantee I'll get it right the first time. Hey, wait! Is this the back one? I can't tell. They both look the same inside. Huh? No, that's not it. I'll try again.
7!
Hey, slow down! Honestly!
5! 4! 3!
Okay.
Whoops! That doesn't count!
0!
There he is. What about the girl? What have you done to her? Did not expect that.
What happened?
Oh, that's not part of the show? Uh-oh. Okay, you could have fooled me.
Is this part of the show? Mr. Linney, you're going to use magic to fix the stage now, right?
What happened?
Oh no. Maybe this isn't part of the show. The girl was still in that box, right?
This performance is over. Medical staff with me. Guards, secure the scene and detain all the performers. Seal the exits. No one is allowed in or out at this time.
Oh, a tragedy.
That's right. If this was just an accident, then we must investigate the cause. But if this was all part of some scheme, then those accountable will not escape the judgment of the God of Justice.
No need to be alarmed, you two. We'll get to the bottom of this soon enough.
After some time, the guards complete their investigation.
Unfortunately, the person who is in the magic box has been pronounced dead. His name was Cowell, one of the assistants in Linney's magic troupe. Apparently, the fireworks on stage ignited the ropes that were suspending the water tank, which then caused the tank to fall onto the stage. As of now, we are still not sure why we found Cowell in the box, rather than the guest from the audience. And after an initial search of the area, the guards have confirmed that the girl is nowhere to be found. It appears that this incident was not merely some mishap with the performance. And there are many indications that it is connected with the case of the serial disappearances of young women.
Whoa. Wait a minute, why are they still here?
The serial disappearances case?
Shouldn't they have gone now?
That's the case that Charlotte mentioned before.
To pull it off like this, in front of an audience including the Archon and Chief Justice.
I know. I know the truth. I can see through the whole thing. really. Using such a shallow and obvious mystery as his finale. Did he really underestimate us that badly? I say that our powerful magician, Mr. Linny, is now the prime suspect for the serial disappearances case.
I wouldn't say that Linny's the suspect
me?
because his
This
assistant
whole
got
thing
killed.
was an accident.
No, this all occurred during your magic show, did it not? The missing girl disappeared after being chosen, did she not? The deceased is one of your
Why would he kill his own
assistants, is he
assistants?
not? Now that I think about it, that whole speech about magicians making things disappear was nothing more than a provocation, a bald-faced challenge.
That can't be right. How can Linny do this? He was in the box on the stage the entire time. We can even hear his voice. Besides, before the show, he told us that he would like to catch the criminal behind the disappearances. He couldn't possibly mean catching himself.
I would say Farina's jumping to conclusions. A video editing software or a video editor person? I know that there's some places, like, what's it called? What is that called? I mean, there's Fiverr, and there's also, what's that? There's that one website where you buy things, and you can also hire people. I forget what it's called. If you're looking for an editor, that's where I'd go. Anyways. Yeah, I find it hard to believe that it's
Save
Linny.
discussion for a later time, please. Lady Farina, may I assume that your comments just now constitute an accusation against Mr. Linny and his associates, and that you are pressing charges?
I just think that he... Well, I think it might be a little early to talk about formally pressing charges.
You jump to
But what Lady
conclusions.
Farina said just now makes perfect sense. Looks like she's gonna personally deliver justice.
A kidnapping and murder carried out under the cover of a magic show. Lady Farina said it all.
I mean, of course, my dear people. But what excites me even more than the obvious truth before our eyes is the opponent I'll be facing.
Farina, you're
That's
digging
right.
yourself into a hole.
I mean, you,
Stop.
You'll support Linny, won't you? After all, he was the one who helped you the first time we met.
Well, I do trust Linny.
Then there's no problem at all. You know, the Traveler and I already had a duel the first time we met.
Yeah, something like that.
But with Linny's help, our little duel ended in a draw. But draws really are the most boring possible outcome. So, no more draws. Between the two of us, there must be a clear winner and loser. And what better place to hold such a riveting showdown and decide the true victor than here, on the grandest of stages, the Opera Epiclese.
It wasn't a draw. She obviously lost last time.
I understand. Charges have now been pressed, and as such, a trial is in order.
Oh.
Well, Traveler,
Court is in
seems Lady
order.
Farina has set you in her sights. But putting her dramatic rhetoric aside for a moment, I would like to ask you, are you willing to act as Mr. Linny's attorney and defend him in this case?
I think somebody else should do something so important, but in this situation, sure.
Very well. The trial will be held a day from now in the Opera House. Both sides may investigate the scene to build their cases and search for the truth. Linny and his troupe are all potential suspects and shall remain within the Opera House. The audience may begin to leave in an orderly fashion once they have been cleared by the guards.
A day isn't that long. Let's see what kind of case this big shot Outlander can build in such a short amount of time. I'm really quite looking forward to hearing it.
Of course. Everyone is dismissed and the audience begins to leave along with Farina and Nevalet. Bonjour, Nevalet. All right, Lenny, what happened? What was all that
Sorry
about?
about everything that happened just now. Were you frightened?
No.
course!
More like what happened.
Wouldn't be scared after witnessing an accident like that.
Yeah, I'm a little shaken up myself. How could this happen? And poor Cal.
Poor
I know
guy.
you already claimed that you would defend me, but now it's just us talking. Tell me, do you think I could possibly be the murderer?
Yeah, of course not.
Good to hear.
You're being set up by somebody.
Thank you so much for trusting me. I'm sure everyone sees me as the biggest suspect at this point. But if you ask me, the whole thing is mysteries layered upon mysteries, such that all that's left is confusion. I don't know whether what happened there on the stage was purely an accident or not. And I don't know why poor Cal was in the box. As for how that girl chosen from the
I've
audience could suddenly disappear,
practiced my phoenix right.
I'm afraid I don't have any
many
answers either.
times.
If someone tampered with my performance, then we need to figure out what they did. Even a skilled and knowledgeable magician like myself couldn't pull all that off in just 1 minute.
And then also, just before it all happened, he was in the box. And then they said he switched into the other box. Fireworks went up. The tank fell. It makes sense that the fireworks would the rope and knock down the tank and crush the box. But also, why was the volunteer not in the box? Why was Cal in there? Was he? The light also went out in where the volunteer was. Just before it all went. I will say I'm not very good at solving mysteries. Probably not the best lawyer to be chosen here. Very strange.
Which is precisely why we need to investigate. As this book says, the impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible.
Ooh. I want to see that too. The impossible could not have happened. Whatever happened must have been that which is possible. Now, what could that be? Perhaps when the light went out, the volunteer was yanked out of the vault box and replaced by Cow. The ropes must have been tampered with, causing things to fall apart, crushing poor Cow. With everybody's excitement, they did not hear the poor woman being yanked out and taken out, kidnapped. That's what we'll go with.
Paimon bought them when we
Also,
were
where'd you get
reading
those
at the
glasses?
bookshop in the city earlier. Pretty cool, huh? Don't worry, Paimon used her own savings to buy them. It
Well, I do
wasn't
hope
from our
so.
travel funds.
I think they look cute on you, Paimon.
Oh,
You have good taste, Lynette.
That's the right attitude. Feeling depressed isn't going to help me now. I need to get back to my normal self. But with the guards watching our every move, it's going to be especially difficult for Lynette and I to prove our own innocence. Good thing you agreed to be our attorneys. Thanks for that. We'll be counting on you.
Yes, thank you so much.
well, I won't let you down. I'm used to this sort of thing.
Just leave it to us. Oh, since we're going to start investigating, Paimon has a question first. Where did Lynette go during the performance?
Well, I'm afraid that would involve some of our essential trade secrets as magicians.
The secrets behind
Perhaps.
our magic are past saving, Linny.
I suppose you're right.
Usually there's like,
The truth behind our tricks is going to be important evidence that will be weighted during the trial.
usually there's some kind of like elevator that goes down underneath the box. It goes whoosh, up the thing and then whoosh, up the thing, you know? So in this case, it would have been like, whoosh, 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 you know? You know what I mean? So, something like that. At some point or other, the woman
Tis
was
truly
kidnapped
a
around
pity.
that point.
As a magician, our magic show is a work of art. We've poured countless hours and spared no effort in perfecting it. But if revealing our secrets will help you uncover the truth behind what happened, then it will be well worth it. We should go somewhere else if we're going to discuss our magic tricks. We'll go speak with the guards, and in the meantime, you can go investigate the stage and the seating areas.
Alright, let's go have a look while the investigation teams are still here. Detective Paimon is on the case!
As for Lynette, she was suspended, wasn't she? The bubbles happened, she was probably behind
Hello,
the tank
officer.
instead of in
How's
it.
the investigation going?
Maybe? We're leaning Lynette's attorneys, by the way, and would like some special access to the tank.
Ah, I see. You must be the traveler that Lady Farina mentioned. Listen, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I'd avoid getting mixed up in this whirlpool of a mess if I were you.
Huh? What do you mean?
Come with me and you'll see. The deceased is one of Linny's assistants, named Cal. Even though he hadn't joined the troupe long, he was hardworking and everyone generally liked him. The assistants are usually in charge of setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show and keeping the crowd engaged. As you probably saw when you were in the audience, the water tank suddenly fell and smashed the box with Cowl inside it.
Yeah, but why was Cal inside? Wasn't the girl supposed to be in there?
This is the real mystery. We've already searched the scene and were unable to find any traces of the girl. However, if you look carefully, the box was positioned directly under the water tank. The ropes holding the tank were then burned by the pyrotechnics on stage, causing them to snap. All these factors lining up so perfectly makes it hard to see this as a mere accident.
Yeah, but also, were the pyrotechnics really that close? I mean, I'd have to believe. I feel like the pyrotechnics weren't close enough to burn it. Somebody else must have burned it somehow. Using a pyro... shoot. A pyro vision, they must have burned the rope and caused it to fall. It wasn't the pyrotechnics, it was a pyro user.
If anything, the more logical explanation is that the whole incident was intentionally planned, and Linny is the most likely person to have access to all these areas.
But he doesn't have a motive!
Are you both good friends of his?
Well, you can't say we're good friends, but
Conflict of
we've known
interest?
each other for a little while.
So in just a short time, he was not only able to win your trust, but even convince you to act as his attorneys. I know there's no such thing as magic. The real trick of a magician is holding the audience in the palm of their hand. I've seen a lot of cases, and I can tell you that people are the least reliable kind of evidence.
But that's not always true. People can also be the most reliable evidence. Kind of have to go a doubt against that one, but I guess if you have a strong feeling towards it.
Sorry, I tend to be pretty straightforward. Just know that I'm warning you for your own good. Anyway, you may investigate the scene of the crime yourselves if you're curious. Who knows, maybe you'll be able to come up with some new evidence.
You can use the case record to confirm your current evidence and clue collection situation and sort case-related information. Check as yet undiscovered evidence and clues in the case record. Then investigate the corresponding area to locate them. Use the perception skill to find evidence and clues that can be investigated within a certain radius around yourself. Will advance your overall progress. Guards investigation report. The investigation from the guards indicates that the fireworks launched at the tail end of the magic performance set the rope dangling the water tank alight, causing the tank to fall and kill Cow was within it. It seems evident that Lenny is the likeliest user of the prop to commit a crime. However, the reason for the victim being Cal and the reason for the chosen lady's disappearance remain mysteries. The deceased identity. The deceased is one of Lenny's assistants named Cal. He was well dressed by all his colleagues. Its job was setting up and inspecting the props, as well as assisting with the show, keeping the crowd engaged. Ooh. Real quick. There you are. Yes.
I created another universe and founded paradise.
Beautiful.
For I, Fischl, am the Prinzessin de
Anything else? Oh, there's a lot of things to investigate. Let's go over here. We got.
So this is the rope that broke and caused the water tank to fall.
I have doubts that it was the
rope looks
pyrotechnics.
pretty durable. How can it be burned through so quickly by fireworks?
So either Lini didn't realize this was a safety concern.
Hmm? Why are you suddenly so serious, traveler?
I'm just looking where the rope snapped.
Whoa. Look! This bit is made from different material! Most of it was burned away, but there's still a little bit of it left.
It seems to be flammable. That would flash cotton. Cotton?
Huh. So if a rope meant to hold something was made with that kind of material in
It
it,
would go up like the 4th of July.
that means... Wait, why don't you write all this down? Let's take notes.
This rope was used to suspend the water tank. It suddenly broke when the fireworks were launched on stage. Investigation has shown that the location where the rope snapped was made of flammable material. The plot thickens. Still, I would find it difficult to believe that Lini would use cotton.
Hello there. What are you investigating?
Oh, this location has also been cordoned off because the Magic Troop members are currently considered prime suspects. The investigation team is still collecting evidence. The seats were all booked in advance, so we were able to deduce the missing woman's identity by checking the guest list.
Did you tell us who she is? We're Lini and Lynette's attorneys, after all.
Sure, it's not like this is confidential information. We will publish it later anyway when we petition the public to help us find the missing person. Her name is Halsey. She's a painter
Halsey?
from Fontaine who's made a bit of a name for herself. Apparently, she wasn't a regular at the Opera House, but she'd been feeling some pressure with her work lately, which made her decide to come see the magic show. The Magic Troop members all claim not to know her. We have looked into her social connections. It seems that she has no personal grievances or conflicts of interest with the suspects. Simply put, she wasn't related to the Magic Troop at all, which matches the
Was
features
she
of the previous
kidnapping
serial
children?
disappearances.
The Halo reference
Were
for
the
you.
victims of previous cases also chosen at random?
That's how it seems to us, in any case. Apart from the fact that they were all young women of around the same age range, there really weren't any other connections between them.
Okay then.
Well, thanks for letting us all know
No need
this.
to be so formal. If you do happen to see the missing girl, please be sure to contact us.
Will do.
It is of utmost importance that we get to the bottom of these disappearances.
Thank you, Maurice. Halsey. Dr. Halsey? Sorry, I just... Anyways, Halsey is a missing person. She is a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own work. She isn't known to have been entangled in quarrels with any of the members of Lini's magic. Artist. Stressed out, came to take a load off. Well, let's examine the box. The broken magic box was left on the scene after the guards completed their investigation. Looking at it now, the water tank must have struck it really hard. Yeah, it looks like it got really accordioned. How big? This is where the magic box was struck. If Cal weren't inside the box at that moment, he might have dodged the falling water tank. If he had been in the box over there, though, he would have made a noise. Can I investigate that? Yes, we can. It looks like an ordinary box, but Lini somehow moved instantly from stage to being inside of it. How did you do it? Isildur!
I see that
Destroy
you're
it.
investigating the area. Well, it just so happens that I'm interested too. If you find any new and interesting leads, be sure to share them with me, alright?
Why would you be interested in that?
We don't have too many thoughts yet.
Then why don't I tell you my hypothesis first? The way I see it. And I'll start it with that loud thud.
You're right, there was that loud thud.
The thud? Oh, you mean the sound that happened during the countdown?
Yes, exactly. It wasn't terribly loud, but I suspect that most people heard it.
Was Cal knocked out?
It's just that everyone was awaiting the results of Linny's trick with bated breath, so no one paid it much mind. But now that the incident has happened, the thud has become an important clue.
That makes sense. So, what do you make of it?
Everybody's attention was on the stage.
I'm of the opinion that it may have been the sound of Linny's accomplice. Lynette, perhaps. Jumping atop the water tank, or something like that.
That doesn't sound plausible.
And when the pyrotechnics went off, she cut the rope, sending the water tank crashing down.
Well, it turns out that the rope was made out of flammable material of cotton. It was burnt, not cut. I've seen it.
But wasn't the noise we heard too loud for that?
Perhaps the balance wasn't right, leading to a particularly rough landing.
Then wouldn't the water tank have started to swing a bit in that case?
Oh, that's true. I suppose I must reconsider.
That does remind Paimon, though. What was with that sound?
During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many others heard. The thump. The thump. The thump. Also, Isildur, if you see or have a ring with you, and you're on top of the mountain, make sure you throw that ring into the lava and destroy it. You understand, Isildur? This is important. Anyways, back to work. Lord of the Rings reference. Destroy it! But he kept it to himself. I'm looking to see if there's anything over here. Nothing over there. There. One more over here. Okay. Oh, where are the stairs? Okay, okay. Moving on. Buddy? Did I see something over there? Wait, hold on. Quentin? I have a word.
The investigation team has some new findings. Turns out there's an issue with the random number selector after all.
Oh?
See, I told you. What if the machine picked some big guy's seat? You think the murderer would have still made his move then?
Sorry to interrupt, but we're helping Linny and Lynette with their side of the investigation. What were you saying about the number selector? There's something wrong with it?
You're trying to help them? That'll be a tall order.
Linny used the machine to pick a random member of the audience during his performance, right? The lucky girl that later disappeared. Well, we thought there might be a serious problem with the machine, so we had it taken away for further inspection.
It turns out that the seat number it picked wasn't random at all. The machine picks that same number every time. I'm sure you already know that you have to make a reservation in advance to get a seat, regardless of whether it's a trial
So Halsey
or some
was targeted.
performance. In other words, Linny knew who would be sitting where from the very beginning.
That much checks out. Linny reserved our seats for us, too.
Bet you see why I was saying it'd be tough to make a case for Linny.
Yeah, but he got our seats when we arrived. He didn't have them ready before. Sorry to bother you.
Even though it's bad for Linny's case, Paimon had better write it down.
This device was used during Linny's magic performance to choose a lucky member of the audience. However, the guards have found that it will generate the exact same number no matter what. Clearly, someone has tampered with it. Interesting. What you got there, Esmond?
Go ahead, have a look around. In the end, we're both after the truth.
Truth will set you. What else do we have? And this. What am I missing? What am I missing? Oh. Something over here? Oh, the pyrotechnics. Wants me to go over here. Why would she be targeted? Oh, there's people. Oh, there's more area back here, huh? Why would Halsey be targeted? Okay. So let's go over what we know. Okay, so Halsey was targeted. The rope had cotton where it was burned. The machine... Well, that's how we know she was targeted. Why was Cal in the box, though? How does the magic trick work? Well, in my point of view, it's all elevators. So somebody, the thud must have been somebody knocking Cal out, throwing him into the box, and then they switched. Then Cal was crushed. And it wasn't the pyrotechnics that burned it. Must have been someone using a pyro. Pyrovision. No, I guess it could be possible that the pyrotechnics burned it. Were they trying to kill Cal, or were they trying to kill Linny?
Linny's still talking to the guards. It seems he'll have a lot of explaining to do. I think someone will be assigned to monitor us later, but that's alright.
There's more over here. Oh. We can just keep going further and further.
Yes, both of you. Over here.
Oh.
I've been keeping an eye on you for a while now.
Huh? You mean us?
That's right. If I'm not mistaken, you're also among those who wish to cut down the thorns and pursue the truth. No? And by the looks of it, you're not from Fontaine.
Well, you're right on the more about that one, but who are you?
Who's she? She's none other than Javier.
Have you never heard of the Spina di Rosula?
I also had to say, shout out to that cosplayer from NA Mod City. She pulled off an excellent Navia. Shout out.
From mediating disputes and providing protection to solving
Should've gotten her name.
conundrums, you name it, Spina di Rosula does it. And I, Navia, have the honor of being its renowned president.
Uh-huh.
Though those who play by our rules call me boss.
Yes, boss.
I'm Silver, her attendant. Pleased to meet you.
And I'm Melus.
Melus, he sounds like he does a pack a day.
Huh? Boss, that Demoiselle? What gives with the names?
Well, I am the second generation president. Malus and the others are still used to my previous title.
My apologies, Demoiselle. Should you prefer, boss, I will endeavor to use that instead.
No, no need. You don't have to call me boss. Just Navia is fine.
Okay, if you say so. Not that we're members of Spina di Rasula anyway.
All merely trifling details. Never mind. Now, back to the situation at hand.
So, you want to investigate as well?
That's right. I've always kept an eye on the serial disappearance cases. My interest stems from a matter back from my father's time. Judging from the look of things, I find Linny an unlikely mastermind.
There's no way he could do it.
Really? We think so
Right?
too! That's why we're looking for clues now!
No, I mean, yes, of course not. He wouldn't do such a thing.
But how did you come to that conclusion?
Intuition, naturally. My unparalleled intuition.
I'm in.
Farina sure was quick to point the finger at Linny without any decisive evidence whatsoever, wasn't she? But that's not uncommon for her. If you remember, the Justice had to interrupt her and ask if she was pressing charges just to keep her from getting carried away. Anyway, a trial begins the moment someone levels charges. And, of course, there was no way Farina was going to back down in that situation.
Sounds more like you just don't trust the Hydro Archon.
Well, what's your opinion? I must admit that she can be interesting at times, but liking her doesn't mean that I'll blindly agree with her.
Oh, you put it like that.
All right, I've answered your question. Now, it's time you answer mine.
Wait a minute, did that answer count?
Well, I say it does. But don't worry, you won't hear any pointless questions from me. In your opinion, do you think it's right to treat a trial like it's an opera?
I would say probably isn't.
And why would that be?
Doing so makes it easy for the truth to fall by the wayside. Something serious like a trial shouldn't be treated like entertainment. Still, sometimes what happens in the court can be pretty interesting. I can't deny the fact that I am myself a connoisseur of the murder mysteries.
See, Silver and Malus? I told you they'd be different.
Most astute of you, Demoiselle. I, too, think that the Traveler's response was most excellent.
Oh, thank you very
No
much,
matter
Mellows.
how wonderful the script or how fervent the audience's expectations may be, the trials that go on stage here must be based in
Yeah, the
fact.
very short or long.
And if that can be done, boss, then...
All right, that's quite enough, Malus. Anyway, I like your answer. You passed with flying colors. Now, I need to make some preparations, following which our joint investigation shall commence. You two shall be my assistants.
Hey, we went from attorneys to assistants?
Since when did we become assistants?
Yes.
Oh, well, I can be the assistant, sure. Or your companion, if you like. I'm really not that fussy.
Fair enough.
That's more like it.
I think you're missing the point, Paimon. Anyway, it seems you've already agreed then.
Far be it from me to brag, but I believe that Demoiselle's intuition will be instrumental in uncovering the truth.
But we need proof first, Mellis.
You wish to save a friend from false accusations, and we wish to unravel the disappearances. In this sense, our goals are aligned.
You have a point. Huh. You're quite the talker, aren't you, mister?
He's over there.
What about you over there? What do you think? You seem like you've got something on your mind.
I have nothing to add.
Oh,
Excellent.
alrighty then.
We'll be making some preparations first. Just be sure to let us know if they start revealing Linny's tricks. Thanks!
I'll let you know. Alright. What else we got over here? Oh. Assistant?
Sorry, but no one can freely enter or exit the Opera House at the moment. If you wish to leave, you must register your identity with us first.
Touch.
No, we're not leaving.
Touch one, touch your nose.
We're representing
Touch.
Linny and Lynette as attorneys, so we're investigating the case. Were you
coming in or out must undergo a strict inspection.
Touch.
So, the missing girl couldn't have left from here. At least, not from that point on.
Is your nose like split and moist like a kitten's nose? Touch. Anyways, what about during the show? What about during the show?
I doubt there was much opportunity then either.
How can you be so sure,
Well, because I was in charge of security near the entrance at that time. I couldn't see Linny's performance from here, which was quite a shame. Just my luck.
Well...
But still, I did not abandon my post, and I stayed put no matter how loud the applause was. If someone had so much as even approached the door, I would have noticed it, let alone if they had tried to leave.
So what you're saying is that the murderer slash kidnapper slash the woman are still in the building. Unless there's a secret exit that they could have used. So unless they use a secret exit, they're still here.
We Melazines are good at that sort of thing, you know.
So, it's safe to say the girl couldn't have left through here.
So either a secret exit, or she's still somewhere in here.
Thank you for your help. This will be useful info.
No one left the Opera House during the magic show. After the incident happened, only those who had their identities cleared by the guards could leave. Only those with their identities cleared could have left. So there's a list of people somewhere.
We checked everything of note here at the performance venue. Paimon wonders how Linny's discussion with the guards is going. Let's go see, shall we? Ooh, things are getting interesting, huh? We're about to see how magic is made.
This is nice. This reminds me of the Aztec, what is it called? The Aztec, it was this place that we went to listen to a band perform, and it actually kind of looked like this. Not exactly like this, but this gives me similar vibes. We sat around like up here as well during the concert. It was pretty cool. There's a guy who was dressed as a beer can, and at one point he got lifted up and crowd surfed, and they threw him over like the barricade where like there's a barricade, there's a walk area, and then there's the stage with the singers on it. They crowd surfed him over the barricade, and then security like ran up and he ran across and left. He wasn't trying to be a bad person. He just got carried and thrown over it. So like that. He did that twice. And then after the concert, the dude was walking around and people were like, yeah. It was pretty cool. Let's see what happened here.
Understood. Then I will be going with you. Just so you're aware, I will be monitoring your actions and making notes as necessary.
Very good. Thanks for being so agreeable.
He will not
I'd
speak.
pull a rose out of my hat as a gift for you if I could.
You may spare the pleasantries. I'm just doing my job.
You've arrived. Who's this?
Me?
My
I'm Spina
assistant.
di Rosula's guardian angel. If you've got a problem, I've got the firepower. Sorry, I got a little carried away there. Call me Navia. I'm a partner of theirs, and will be helping investigate this whole situation.
So
And
she
these are my
shall.
companions. Would you mind if they join as well?
Fine by me.
Oh, new helpers? I would be most grateful.
Well, let's just say we're tagging along. It's not every day you get to see the secrets behind magic performed on such a large scale.
I appreciate your kind interest. Come with me. We'll be heading below stage.
Ooh, secrets revealed.
Huh? Below stage?
Yes, a world of secrets is hidden beneath this magic box, prepared specifically for this switcheroo trick. But before I reveal everything, you should have a look first. Notice anything strange here? I'm not trying to be dramatic. Remembering the details of a trick will help you understand the methods used to perform it more easily.
Huh. Weren't there balloons and other decorations here? Where did all that go?
Ah, good eye. That said, you're still far from discovering the answer.
The back of the door isn't same.
The back? You mean the inside of the door? What's different about it? Paimon didn't notice anything.
Very good indeed. I thought you might not be able to catch that, given that you were sitting in the first row. The back of this door was patterned. Those patterns are now gone, replaced by a smooth wooden board. So, if you put 2 and 2 together, what do you get?
There's another box inside.
Exactly. All right, let's go. I'll tell you how it works as we head down.
It's an elevator, I'm telling you.
Oh, so there was a passageway under the magic box!
And this passage linked the 2 boxes together.
I knew you'd figure out most of it as soon as you saw this place. The 2 magic boxes are positioned right above the 2 entrances of the tunnel.
Oh, I see, I see.
See this
you don't have
flatbed
elevator
trolley?
technology. You bring down the boxes,
The box
switch
with the
them around,
lucky
and then
audience
put the
member
boxes
in it
back
would
up.
be shuttled over to the other side using the trolley.
This trolley can raise and lower and even rotate, ensuring that the box will face in the right direction.
I see. So that's the purpose of the box inside another box.
Precisely. The inner box would descend after the audience member was put inside and be moved along the trolley, all while the outer box would remain on stage.
And
as
that's
if
how the
nothing had ever
audience herself
changed.
would never know what happened.
That's how you did it!
Once the box was lowered, the trolley would store some energy through this device here, with which it would complete the rest of the steps. The audience member would only be able to feel some slight movements in the dark, and by the time she walked out, she would already be back on stage.
Then what about your side of the trick?
Right! You were talking that whole time, and you even came out for a moment near the end!
Ah, yes. A phonograph operated by Lynette was used to achieve that effect.
Phonograph?
My assistant and I had already scripted our conversation beforehand.
Oh.
When the countdown began, I had already gone to the opposite box via a tunnel using that ladder.
And what about Lynette? Where was she?
I was in the mezzanine space in the back of the box.
Oh, interesting!
That's how we were able to coordinate Linny's lines with the assistant. And, by the way, I was the one who walked out of the box at the end.
I mean, we are twins. All it takes is a change of clothes and no one can tell who's who. And that's my favorite part of this trick. Only Lynette and I can perform it.
So that's how it all works!
Twins.
Wow! Every detail you revealed was more amazing than the last!
I can tell a lot of thought was put into this.
Lynette would briefly walk out of the box and then go back in, jumping into the tunnel and escaping before the box on the trolley could finish ascending. And then I walk out of the other box in the audience area, and the trick would be complete. The operative word here being would. But as you saw, Cal was in the box, not our audience member. She, on the other hand, mysteriously vanished.
Kidnapped, as it were.
We really don't know how that happened.
If not for that interlude, this would have been an astonishing trick. I probably never would have figured out how you pulled it off. And yet, to think that someone was able to use this magic trick to commit a crime. Could we have a look around? I think we can come up with some more leads.
I feel like somebody
This is
kidnapped
the
her
scene of the
while
crime.
in here.
So Linny and Lynette are not permitted to stay here. I'll escort them back up.
Yes, of course. No need to be so strict now. I won't disappear into thin air, you know.
Thanks, everyone. We're counting on you.
Linny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath, and Linny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. Meanwhile, having changed her outfit, Lynette, assistant, would take charge of on-stage interactions. The magic box on stage is an additional layer to its rear, as Lynette and Lynette's clothes remained hidden. She would appear at the end of the magic trick and lead people to believe that Linny had been able to instantly move to the box on the other side. The magic box at the center of the audience stands as 2 layers, and underneath it is an entrance to the ground tunnel. This was how the lucky audience member was meant to have been transported without the audience noticing. Just like that. Except in this case, it would have been and then like that. So I think there's either a secret door somewhere in here, or the audience member is still somewhere in here. Furthermore, it's possible that when the box was being transported, it went. That's when the box was switched out. Cal is in the box. Oh, was Cal the one? Oh, was Cal the one transporting the box down here? While he was transported, he was knocked out. What about the thud? What about the thud? What about the thud? Was the thud when the switch happened? When Cal was put in? Oh, secret exit.
What is this place?
Looks like a vent. They vented.
It seems someone could fit through here.
Huh. Could this have been the suspect's escape route?
Alone, perhaps. But if they had to pull another person with them, the space would be too narrow.
It could be the sound of the thudding we heard.
There are no other ways in or out of here.
Other than those that go through the magic boxes. Linny and Lynette were in magic boxes.
Oh, you're right! Let Paimon write that down.
The tunnel vent looks like it could allow one person passage, barely. But leaving alone with the missing lady seems an unrealistic prospect, unless they knocked her out. Possible. Unlikely, but possible. Let's look at the trolley. Trolley is crucial for transporting the magic box to the other side. The culprit. The culprit must have used this to execute their plan. Yes, indeed. Wait a minute. Is it the same rope? All kinds of props and costumes are haphazardly stuffed inside. Interesting. What about the tracks? High precision is required to complete this magic show. Tracks are perfect for making the trolley stay on its designated course. Oh? I guess. Well, the stage is above here.
The floor is wet. Please be careful not to slip.
Especially because there's a bunch of broken debris there.
Speaking of which, why would there be water here?
That is actually a very good question, because the box entrance is further down. How would water get there? No.
Oh, Paimon knows! It's one of those tricks where you pour water into a jug and then flip the jug over only for the water to disappear? And here's a broken vase. Huh. Did the trolley knock it down while moving?
That can't be. The trolley moves along tracks from start to finish. It couldn't have hit the vase at this distance.
Somebody must have knocked it down.
Let's note this down too and think about it later.
Of course, Detective Paimon. There are many pieces of broken flower vase on one side of the tunnel. All the water within has been spilled. Judging from the distance, it seems unlikely that it was knocked over by the trolley meant to transport the magic box. Chotto mate. I want to make sure of something. Okay, we're good. Oh, more stuff here. Dress. Doesn't look like the dress she was wearing,
These
though.
are the clothes that the lady chosen
What?
from the audience was wearing, right?
It is?
Her clothes are here, but she's nowhere to be found.
Lenny didn't mention the guest having a wardrobe change.
Right. And do you really
The
need
heck?
to do that if you're kidnapping them? Ugh, this is so confusing. Paimon doesn't want to be a detective anymore.
The clothes belong to Halsey, lady who went missing, found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. That doesn't look like the clothes that she was wearing. I do have bad memory about that, though. What else we got? What's this?
What's this?
Grappling hook.
Looks like a hook tied to the end of a rope. Huh? There's all kinds of odds and ends here.
That doesn't make sense. Lynn didn't mention this earlier.
Perhaps it was
would
a
it be
prop
here?
for a different trick. But why would it have been left here?
Whatever it is, let's make a note of it first.
A rope that has fallen to the ground. A metal hook has been tied to one end of this rope. It's used. Well, I mean, it looks like a grappling hook to me.
Since we're just about done investigating down here.
Yes, let's head back up.
This should be the control device for the trolley. It seems to be able to operate automatically. It's a broken water base. Water everywhere. The dress here. So that means somebody has disguised the victim and carried them away. There's a vent that the suspect vented through. Okay. Interesting. Up we go. Oh, examine the ladder. A ladder is required in order to turn to the magic box above. Of course. I thought there might be anything more, something more insightful.
Well, we've ascertained the state of the crime scene. Let's find a place to sort out our findings once Malus returns. Seems to me that there are several things that don't add up here.
Why was there a grappling hook? Why was she
Apologies for the wait,
changed?
demoiselle.
What happened
So,
with the vase?
what did the guards say? Did the criminal escape through the vent?
They believe the odds of that are very low, since the vent leads to the Opera House's basement. The guards have checked the area carefully. No one left through the basement during the performance or after the incident, and no one was found hiding there.
So the tunnel's become like a secret chamber then. You know, like the kind you usually see in novels.
Well, it would seem so.
The plot thickens. Halsey's disappearance and Cowell's death are both quite inexplicable.
Yeah, don't say.
No
I
wonder
agree
Farina
with
was
you.
so confident in her accusation. All the current evidence points toward Linny and Lynette.
In other words, the charges are very likely to be upheld unless we make some considerable progress.
Charges and then trial. So if the charges are upheld, they'll announce a sentence?
That's right. This is how a trial goes in the Opera House. During the proceedings, the Chief Justice and the Oratrice will hear statements from both sides.
The Oratrice will too?
That's right. This is how indemnitium is produced. The statements from both sides, the defenses from attorneys, witness testimonies, and even the audience's emotions will all be projected on the Oratrice. To put it simply, it's as if the Oratrice has its own will, and is a judge in its own right.
This also precludes any kind of favoritism on the part of the Chief Justice. Not that this has ever happened anyway.
Fascinating.
Once both sides have finished speaking, the Chief Justice will make his final decision. This, too, will be used by the Oratrice as a reference. Then, finally, the Oratrice will be consulted by officials. The result it returns is the will of justice itself.
Huh? So that machine is the one that actually decides? Paimon gotten over luck called the shots.
In practice, there is very little difference. Both have always come to the same judgment, which is why people have great faith in the Chief Justice.
Well, that's good to hear.
Ah, yes, the guards also asked me to convey that none of us will be allowed to leave this place before the trial.
I better find a nice, comfortable corner to sleep in. Actually, there's some nice couches
Because
on the
we've
second
chosen
floor.
to act as the twins' proxies, that makes us persons related to the case.
They're concerned that we might be colluding with outside parties, or that we might find outside help to disrupt the case. And
Makes
even if
sense.
that were not so, it could prove problematic if we happen to spread key information about the case ahead of time.
I'm ready to break out at any time.
This guy.
Whoa, there's no need for that. Paimon thinks they have a point. That said, are they providing food?
Yeah, I'm with her actually on this one.
Of course. I just hope you don't mind
Ew, honey
the lack
bun.
of options. I'm afraid that catering to all tastes is not in the cards, nor is any guarantee of balanced nutrition.
Nobody cares about that. Now's not the time to be picky.
In that case, let's just sort out our findings together here. Pity. I was hoping to take you to try some of Fontaine's famous desserts, too.
Oh.
I mean, what better way to properly
Red
think
velvet
through our
cake.
findings than over some tea and sweets?
Oh. A woman
Yeah,
of
it
my
suddenly
own.
doesn't seem like such a bad idea after all.
Hey,
Just kidding. Paimon will still do her best, even if there are no snacks.
like the little chubby cheeks that the
mean,
traveler has right
no
there.
snacks. Of course we'll have snacks. If we cannot buy some, then we'll simply make some.
Is there a kitchen somewhere?
Here? But how?
Understood, mademoiselle. Everyone, please come with me.
Oh, Melus is gonna provide for us. Yeah, so thank you very much, Melus. Man of my own.
Wait, you're carrying a portable stove with you?
Amazing.
Yes, I must be prepared to meet the demoiselle's baking needs whenever the fancy strikes her.
I have eggs, sugar, and almonds at the ready.
Where are you carrying those? Especially the eggs.
Good work, you two. Then I'll get to it. Please sit tight for a moment. You'll get to taste my awesome snacks soon enough.
These three are quite the interesting group.
Must be a spinny Rosel thing. Navi methodically handles the ingredients.
And Paimon thought it smelled good while it was still in the oven.
What are they called?
Oh, it's even better now. Paimon can't stop drooling.
I know what they're called. Not croissants. No, that's not a croissant. That is a, what are those little things called? They're pretty tasty. I've had a couple. I forgot what they're called. They got a name, though, these things. I forget what they're called. These are huge, though. They kind of look like little burgers. There's like cream inside. Oh. Looks good. Macarons, that's right. Macarons. There's something else besides macarons, though. Anyways, that looks delicious. But I'm kind of disappointed, because in real life, they're kind of small. Still. It's amazing. Can you make a giant macaron? Be possible. Imagine one this big. That'd be awesome.
From the way you had these two guys carrying all that stuff around, Paimon thought you'd have them do more during the baking process. But you ended up doing the entire thing by yourself. Beating the egg whites, grinding almonds, everything.
I was applauding.
And I was giving encouraging smiles.
Yes, Melus, thank you for that very good smile. Cheerio, good old chap. I'm sorry, every time I do that, it hurts my throat. That's not what Paimon was meant, but okay.
Paimon was just thinking, aren't you worried about getting your fancy dress dirty beating egg whites and baking like this?
I feel like she's a professional.
Well, I don't think it's carved in stone anywhere that fancy ladies can only read books, sip tea, ride horses, and play the piano. I just really enjoy making snacks. Don't underestimate beating egg whites, by the way. It's a real arm workout. You also need to beat them to just the right consistency, or your macarons will crack. Anyway, give these a try, fresh out of the oven. There's 3 for each of us.
I've always said cooking is the combination of both art Science. Not really good with art, but I do love science, and mixing ingredients together is always a lot of fun. You never know where you're gonna get. I consider myself a bit of a cook. Not a chef, but a cook. I've made a couple recipes myself in my time.
Well, eating too many sweet treats might send all that sugar to your head.
You wouldn't be able to think clearly about the case on a sugar rush, would you?
Tea is ready to be served as well. This is Demoiselle's favorite. Strong black tea with a floral fragrance that clears the mind and lifts the spirit.
Ah, on my own. I will drink it with great pleasure, mademoiselle. I like that voice. Science does taste yummy. Anyways, Mellows and Silver, why don't you take a break as well? Yeah, join us.
No need for concern. I'm merely doing as I should.
All right.
All right then. Down to business. As Paimon mentioned previously, the tunnel seems to be something of a secret chamber.
Chamber of Secrets,
However,
you say?
We can assume that Linny and Lynette were not alone within it. Some criminal also occupied its sealed confines. The magician twins could have committed the crimes, of course, but they lack any logical motive.
Exactly! Why would they do such a thing right when everyone was watching?
I mean, Mellows definitely is much older, so he makes me think like he's been working for her family for a long time and has acquired a great deal of information over the years. And whereas the other guy is kind of like the new guy, he's kind of like, yeah, boss, what do you want me to do, boss? You want me to take that guy out as? Oh, yeah, boss, you want me to show him the door? Of course, I'll show him the door, boss. You know, kind of deal. So apart from the twins, we're left with two other people, the missing girl and the deceased.
The flower vase and the thud we heard during the performance could indicate some altercation between Halsey and the criminal in the tunnel, resulting in the shattering of the vase, the discarding of her clothes, and her abduction. Perhaps the criminal thought that since she was chosen from the crowd, she would be too easy to identify if she was still wearing the same clothes.
Paimon thinks that makes sense, but the real trouble is...
There is no evidence that this third person exists. I have to disagree with that one, because it couldn't have been Linny or Lynette. There was Cal, but he was killed. Why would he... Wait a minute. Cal was a new guy. A rather new guy. Could it be that he was actually one of the bad guys? He had been working all this time? Was new. He was a cool guy, but it doesn't mean he was a good guy. He could have been working with the main bad guy to kidnap this woman. Then why did he get killed? Sense? Well, it wasn't Linny or Lynette. That's definitely not. That's definitely for sure. There's Cal and the victim. Victim, of course, not have kidnapped herself. He's Cal. I feel like Cal, since he's the new guy, he must have been working with the bad guys. Then he got killed. And there was the grappling hook, the broken water base, the vent. Cal's seeming kind of suspicious to me now.
True. None of the clues we found thus far support the existence of this third person. But the only people left to consider are both technically victims, whether it's the missing girl, Halsey, or poor Cowl.
Are we sure that Cal's
Could
dead?
Halsey have secretly made modifications to the magic props in order to murder Cowl before making her escape?
Why would the victim kidnap herself? There would be an ulterior motive. The victim could have something against Linny or Lynette. possible. She had no way of knowing how the magic trick worked. I guess.
That's right. And even if she had tampered with the setup, she would need to understand the entire trick to pull it off.
It's true.
Nor does she have any motive. The guard said that she has never had any dealings with the Magic Troop's
So it's
members.
back to Cal.
Were we not thorough enough in our search?
Cal's definitely seeming way more sus to me.
From the sound of things, this is turning into an impossible case. Your macarons are amazing, though, Navia. They smell great.
And they're
nice
giant.
and crisp and super sweet.
3 huge
They are my
macarons.
specialty, after all. And I see you've already had 5 of them.
Wow.
What?
It'd be a little more round in my opinion.
Paimon only counted 3. Honest.
That reminds me, I went to a friend's house on the weekend and they had what was it? They made pineapple bread, but they used coconut oil. So it was like, you know, it's just like sliced into normal little bread slices. But that was so good. I ended up having like 6 slices. I mean, it wasn't like huge slices. They were like about yay big and kind of, you know, small little size, like bread size kind of stuff, like half a size bread. But they were so good. Anyways.
Please don't worry about it. At my age, a few less sweets might actually be a good thing.
Gotta watch your diet now.
No. Being greedy is one thing, but Paimon knows how to count. Besides, Paimon knows that if she ate too many, then others wouldn't have enough.
It's fine. If you ate them, you ate them. Everyone knows how much you love.
Wait, even you don't believe Paimon?
It's because I've been with you for so long that I know
Those
this.
2 extra macarons, then may they turn into stone in her stomach.
All right, we get it. Well, I suppose one of us might have gotten too engrossed in our chat and eaten them by mistake. No big deal. Malus, set up the stove again if you would.
Again?
Huh? What are you...
Making sure everyone gets 3 macarons, of course.
Oh. Well, there's not really no need to that, but I mean, if you wonder.
We don't want to trouble you.
As you wish, demoiselle.
I mean, clearly Paimon ate them without realizing. Right? Who else would eat them? Who else would take those macarons? It's an invisible person somewhere? I mean, that did cross my mind, but it just doesn't make any kind of sense. Then again, this is a fantasy world we're talking about. Who would... I don't want to think about that, because I don't think that...
And I have the egg, sugar, and almonds.
Alright, thank you, Silver. I don't want to think about that. I don't think that has anything to do with it. Now you make me question myself.
Well, that's it for snack time. I'm going to
Aw.
have another look around the area. I don't know what we're looking for yet, but we've still got some time. As attorneys, I suggest the 2 of you think the case over again.
Will
It
do.
would be awkward if you got all tongue-tied on stage during the trial.
All right, thanks for your help and for the snacks.
Why would
It was
she
nothing.
kidnap
A
herself?
small task for the Spina di Rosula. Silver, Malus, it's time to go. I'll be back if I find anything new.
Neither Cal nor Halsey had a motive. Having talked to Navia, the likelihood of a third person being involved seems very low, too. Why would Halsey kidnap herself?
Together. We've got to get our defense ready for the trial. Oh,
That just
it's
doesn't make
probably gonna be a
sense.
long and difficult case. There's no point
Okay.
worrying about that now. We just need to prepare.
So,
Here, take Paimon's notes. They should help you review the situation.
I mean, I get what you're saying. I find it difficult. Why would Halsey kidnap herself? Unless she has something against Linian or Lynette. why would she have something against Linear Lynette? The only thing I can think about is that there's some extra information that I don't know about that will be probably revealed. How far do I have to go? Wait until the child following day 8:10. Okay. Then why? So who am I gonna say? See, I was thinking that Cal might have been a bad guy who was hired to do the deed, and for some reason at the end was murdered. Halsey kidnapping herself. Why would she do it? That's the question. I mean, it is a possibility, but again, my question is why? Why would she do it? Why would the victim? I mean, then there's also Farina. Farina had hand behind all this? Linny did question her at the beginning when she entered the city. And she was also pretty nervous when she was called out by Nevalette. Could it be possible that Farina was the mastermind behind all this? Maybe she didn't actually mean for somebody to get killed, but wanted to get back at... or something? Oh. Alright, well, let's see. Ice cast shadows under gathered lights. I do have some thoughts, but let's take things step by step.
Plan. Impossible things don't just happen. We'll get to the truth one way or another.
Just relax. Even if everyone else suspects Lenny and Lynette, at least we will be supporting them from the stands. Besides, I doubt Farina understands any more about what happened than we do.
Thanks, Navia. Well, we'll be going then.
Best of luck to you.
Yoy. Yuppie. Ooh, Phoenix Wright never had it this tough.
Finally, you're back. Well, how did your investigation go?
To be
should
honest,
get an actual lawyer.
You might be disappointed.
No. We're already very grateful that you were willing to help.
Well now, don't you all look disappointed. Don't tell me that your investigation came up empty-handed. That was to be expected, of course. The guilty can never produce proof of their innocence. But don't let
mystery
that stop
goes deeper
you.
than you think,
I shall
actually.
be terribly disappointed should you, my most anticipated foe, concede so easily.
Just you wait, and you will be shocked.
Since both parties are present, I declare that the trial regarding the magic show incident is now in session. Firstly, in order for the audience to understand the causes and results of the incident, could we please have Mr. Linney explain the trick?
Yes, of course. I will explain while Lynette demonstrates on stage. All the necessary items have been prepared.
Linney clearly reveals the details of the magic trick. Everyone in the audience is...
Thank you, Mr. Linney. In that case, I take your statement to be that you ran to and remained hidden within the magic box in the audience stands once the trick began, and thus could not have committed the crime. Is this correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor.
In that case, I call upon the prosecution. Lady Farina, do you wish to refute his statement in any way?
Oh.
Why, of course I do. Allow me to take the first shot and break this case wide open. Mr. Linney is clearly lying.
Objection!
There is no way you could have been in the box the whole time if you were to abduct Halsey and murder Cowell. In fact, I'd say you were hardly in that tunnel at all.
Eh?
That is simply your hypothesis based on the presumption that I'm guilty.
Oh, is that so? And if I may ask, what did you hear while you were inside your box?
The roaring countdown of the crowd, of course. That's how I kept track of the time and built anticipation for the finale.
And you didn't hear anything else at all? Nothing that might leave an impression of any kind?
No, nothing.
I see. But when the count reached 30 seconds or so, there was a thud. One so loud that I believe practically everyone heard it.
Uh-oh.
Huh?
Hey, hang on. Something's not right here.
How could Linny not know about that sound? That's actually, yes.
Yeah, I'm sure he could have heard a noise that loud from inside the box.
I was right by the box, and I definitely heard the thud.
Uh-oh.
Look at those scales. Could those mean...
They probably represent the Auditrice's stance on trial.
Well then, ladies and gentlemen, allow me to use the words of the magician himself. You never know what can happen in the blink of an eye. Indeed, it seems his alibi can also collapse in the blink of an eye. Of course, I have armed myself to do far more than smash your alibi. Confidence cannot go unfounded, and my foundations are rock solid. Tell me, aren't you and Lynette actually from the House of the Hearth?
Uh-oh. Do you have to bring that up?
House of the Hearth?
There... Tui?
No wonder they did something like this.
Oh,
So the
boy.
serial disappearances were the Fatsui's doing. Now it all makes sense.
I've got a feeling that what happened on stage probably wasn't just an accident.
That's irrelevant. Our identities have nothing to do with what happened.
Indeed. Then perhaps you could tell us everything that happened during that 1 minute. Your first priority is to prove yourself innocent after all. I'm sure there is little that needs to be kept secret now. Unless your script already has holes in it.
Y'all bet.
The Outlander is speechless. My, oh my, don't they look flabbergasted? Now comes the infighting and discord, I suppose. This was almost too easy. Good thing I made all those preparations. Seems the all-nighter I pulled last night is really paying off.
Hey, Linny, why didn't you tell us this before?
Tui.
Order! Order! Mr. Linny, allow me to re-establish the facts. Lady Farina has raised 2 points. First, when the thud was heard in the Opera House, you were neither in the box nor the tunnel. Second, you and Ms. Lynette are both members of the House of the Hearth. Are these claims true?
There's no doubt about a magician's ability to... And given how Linny has concealed his identity, set up beforehand. The child is here in Fontaine along with other house operatives. Must be some scheme work here. I make them of such schemes before, and now...
Please answer my question, Mr. Linny.
I'm sorry. Yes, they're true, Your Honor.
Oh boy.
I knew it!
Well, that's it. We might as well move on to the sentencing already.
Shut the... There's more to this. Permission to speak, Your Honor.
Granted.
My client has withheld some key information. Hence cannot proceed.
In that case, what is your request?
I request a brief adjournment. There are things that must be discussed.
Is that really necessary? They're already as good as guilty.
Now, hold on. More to this meets the eye.
The defendant deceived their own attorneys. What is there left to discuss?
Order! Order, I say! Your
Yeah.
request is reasonable, and we shall adjourn. This trial will reconvene in 1 hour.
So you would stick to Mr. Linney's defense even after knowing what you do now? You certainly have more professionalism than I thought.
Ah, well. It's not my first
In
rodeo.
that case, my dear audience, let's allow the joy of victory to steep for a little while longer.
Oh, she's enjoying this. It's a bit enjoyable. While court is adjourned, you meet with Linny and Lynette backstage in the Opera House. Alright, let's have a little bit of a heart-to-heart now. Explain yourself.
Well, this is awkward. I didn't think the Hydro Archon would dig all that up.
Well, kinda think she
I'm
would.
sorry, Traveler and Paimon.
Yeah, sorry.
Alright, apologies aside. Let's get down to
Just know where to
business.
start. We trusted you two. We based our entire reasoning on the assumption that you weren't bad guys. Not to set the wrong tone or anything, but Paimon's really mad.
I'm very sorry. I know you're angry, and reasonably so, but please, let me explain.
Go
I
on.
know you've clashed with the Vitui several times before. I wouldn't be surprised if just hearing the word is enough to make you upset.
You
But
have
our
no idea.
organization is very, very large, and the Harbingers have very different personalities and goals.
Right now, we want to save people. As many as we can.
That's right. I'm sure we're on the same page when it comes to this nation and the disaster that its people might face. I knew if it weren't for our respective identities, we could become good friends.
Well,
that's why I didn't wish to flat out lie to you, but chose to hide some details instead. The truth is
did
very
not help
important,
us.
but being completely transparent about everything would see us spending more effort than we need to.
But how can we know this isn't all just another lie?
Right. So, you be the judge. Heck, if I were you, I fear that I'd even struggle to trust me at this point. You met a Fatus who works as a magician, a trickster by trade. All by coincidence, too. But still, I'm asking you to trust me. I am no criminal. At least, not in this case.
Sorry. Please forgive us.
Well, you both say that, but
Explain the other issue first. Where did you actually go while the trick was being performed?
right. Let's hear your answer first, and no lies
Yeah,
now.
how did you not hear the thud?
Of course. I'll answer any question you ask.
Well, waiting.
We've been trying to find out how the Oratrice operates. We want to know why it has a consciousness. Why can it deliver sentences accurately? During our investigations, we learned that the machine's core is beneath it. From that moment on, Lynette and I have been designing this box swap trick with the objective of getting close to the core.
Eh?
Is that why you needed a whole minute?
That's right. In truth, the audience would take about 75 seconds to count down from 60, while I would only need 15 to get to the opposite box. So, after jumping into the tunnel, I accessed the Opera House basement via the vent, and went to investigate the room in which the core is stored.
That air vent was created during the construction of the tunnel specifically to execute this step.
And what did you find?
Well, nothing. As soon as I reached that room and was about to investigate, I heard someone's voice. Which should have been impossible, of course. I was quite certain that I was the only one in the room. That voice seemed to recognize me and tried to speak to me. I chose to err on the side of caution and retreated the way I came. On the way back, I saw the broken vase and the clothes on the ground, but the countdown was almost finished, so there wasn't time to give it any thought.
So, you were in the basement. You used the vent. You came back. The victim had already been absconded with.
After that, the homicide occurred just as you saw.
Well, that explains why you didn't hear the thud.
Why do you want to understand how the Oratrice operates? That's a good question.
Because of that prophecy I told you about, of course. We must know all we can about this nation's secrets in order to deal with that prophesized crisis.
That's the only way we can save everyone.
So, there you have it. The whole truth. I swear, I didn't hide anything from you this time.
It's still kind of suspicious that you would
It was never
go
my wish
down the
to
vent.
proceed under this cloud of mistrust either. But like I said earlier, you can be the judge. If you want to leave because you don't trust the Fatui, there's nothing I can do to stop you.
Well, Traveler, you decide. Paimon will follow your lead however you choose.
I believe in the facts. I will defend you from these charges. I believe that judgment will be dispensed as it should.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for giving us a chance.
The current
Of course,
problem
defending
is that
you
the
now it's
scales
gonna be a
are
little bit more
tipped
difficult.
pretty badly against you two. If we want to refute the Hydro Archon's accusations, we're gonna need a seriously watertight defense.
Actually, we already have the key evidence we need. Traveler, explain yourself.
Huh?
Your German's almost over. Let's go back.
Oh, Paimon thinks she gets what you mean.
Lenny claims that he headed to the chamber containing the auditories core upon entering the tunnel and did not witness the crime taking place. He did not hear the thud. I mean, that means that Cal and the victim were the only two in the tunnel. Lenny claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that housed the auditories core of the Opera House underground structures. There was that one when we passed by the fountain earlier where we heard a voice as well. That'd be what he heard? He said he had recognized him. The person that recognized would be Cal. Oy. I'm bad at mysteries, but let's see if we can figure this out. The brief adjournment ends and the nail-biting trial reconvenes.
Both parties have returned to their positions. Let us continue the trial. When last we left off, Mr. Linney acknowledged the new evidence presented by Lady Farina as fact. Therefore, Lady Farina may continue stating her reconstruction of the events.
That took long enough. Now then, if everyone would lend me their attention. At this stage, let's revisit that scene from Linny's perspective.
Based on the opposition's account of events, you can identify loopholes in their statements. Use evidence and clues obtained during the investigation to refute any erroneous assertions of fact and replace them with Winfried's. Ooh, I'm not good at this. Use your refutations to convince the audience and obtain more support from the people. The auditories will display such shifts clearly. When you find and review all incorrect content, you can complete the cycle of refutation and unveil the truth.
As the countdown began, he entered the tunnel. When the flatbed trolley passed, he opened the box and got into an altercation with Halsey, which caused the loud thud. He did not realize that this sound could be heard by everyone in the opera house, which is why he claimed earlier that he could not hear the sound. Finally, he used the vase to knock her out, before making her change clothes to prevent others from recognizing her. At this time, Cowell arrived in the tunnel, having heard that strange noise, and caught Linny red-handed. So Linny proceeded to knock him out too before stuffing him into that box. Afterward, Linny passed the unconscious Halsey to his accomplice through the magic box in the audience stands, before operating the devices such that Cowell's death would be ruled an accident. And there you have it. That's the truth.
I got my
behind
work cut
what
out for me now.
happened.
Does the defendant's side have any objections to Lady Farina's description of the events?
Yes, Your Honor.
Key to refuting Lady Farina is the order of events. What Linny experienced and what he saw.
Okay. Identify loopholes. Linny entered the tunnel. Linny entered the tunnel as the countdown began. Linny claims that he headed to the chamber of the Auditory's core upon did not when this crime taking place. No one left the opera house during the magic show, and that didn't happen. Only those who had their identity cleared by the guards could leave. And he claims to have heard a mysterious voice within the chamber that housed the Auditory's core within the opera house underground structures. Clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for the unknown. Linny must have been very confused. Saw them. Yes. No. What's about that? Enter the tunnel.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Yeah, bae. Okay, well... Oh, there's one more. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that made many audience heard. Boneherg. Yeah, that's the one that makes the most sense to me.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Okay. What's this one? Butters.
Seems this won't produce a particularly effective rebuttal.
Oh, shoot. Linny entered the tunnel as the countdown began. In case I've heard a mysterious voice. That won't work. It's gotta be this one. You gotta be kidding me. None of these? Wait. Okay, well, he did enter the tunnel. The loud sound was from Linny and fight, but Linny claimed that he heard nothing in order to cover the truth. I see. Now there was a loud sound. Everybody did hear that. It wasn't happening.
According to Linny, he left via the vent after entering the tunnel. He couldn't have had that altercation with Halsey.
Correct. Now how will that help them? Linny knocked Halsey out using the vase and removed her clothes to prevent her from being identified. However, was Linny really in the tunnel at the time? He was confused. No? I don't think any of these work here either. Linny knocked Halsey out using the vase and removed her clothes to prevent her from being identified. However, was Linny really in the tunnel? That's true. No.
Linny went to the room that contains the Oratrice's core. This is the actual truth.
Yes. Cal walked in on Lenny, so the latter knocked him out with the vase, leading to the victim's death. Since existing evidence indicates that when Lenny returned to the tunnel, the crime had already taken place. All Lenny saw was clothes.
Lenny did not take part in the underground altercation. He only witnessed traces of the aftermath.
Correct.
Attention! Ace Detective Paimon has something to say! When the countdown started, Linny did indeed go into the tunnel. But he immediately used a vent to access the Opera House basement, which is where the underground core of the Oratrice is
Make
stored.
that public though? That would affect him negatively, wouldn't it?
Once he reached that area, he heard a voice in what should have been an empty room. Since he felt something was amiss, he returned immediately. The crime scene had already developed by the time he reached the tunnel again, and in order to complete the magic trick, he did not remain there for any length of time. Finally, he reached the surface, and that was when the accident happened from his point of view. Therefore, he's innocent.
But do we want to make that public, though, that he went down the vent? I don't know if that would help. Okay.
Paimon did it! Paimon actually managed to say all that! Wasn't it awesome?
Yeah, especially I wish you didn't wear the mustache, but okay.
You believe that he knew nothing of the incident?
Correct.
That's right!
Moreover, I believe my opposition's reasoning is flawed.
My reasoning?
The onstage equipment was clearly tampered with in a premeditated fashion. However, you say that Cal bumped into Linny by chance.
If that's the case, then if
Exactly,
Cal
there was
hadn't
cotton.
entered the tunnel, who was the entire setup meant to kill?
Sonatori.
Assuming that what you say is true, Linny only needed to kidnap the young girl to cause a new disappearance case. What would the point of killing someone on stage be?
Oh, they have a point.
That's right, you tell them! And that's why they're partners of mine. They've managed to turn things around.
Oh, well, your denial is very strident, I'll give you that. But what proof do you have to back your claims?
Do you happen to remember how you refuted Linny's alibi initially?
Of course I do. If he had been in the magic box the whole time, how could he have not heard that sound? Why do you ask? You're saying that he wasn't?
Your claim has now become my weapon. Your claim has also become a critical clue. Which evidence that Linny was in tunnel when the crime took place? That's not good. Option. Oh, these are all irrelevant. Indeed, as irrelevant. I see. We have 3 options. Halsey is the missing person. She's a famous painter and came to watch the magic show in order to take a break from her own creative work. She's known to have been entangled in any of the members of the magic show. During the switching performance, there was an audible thump that many audience members heard. No one left the opera house during the magic show. I would say this one. Everybody heard it except for him because he wasn't in the box. Okay. Oh, there's stuff. Yes.
That's right! Linny wasn't in the box or in the tunnel. That's why he didn't hear anything strange during the performance. This means that when the crime happened, Linny had already entered the basement via the vent.
And thus could not have been there when the crime happened.
His alibi has now become the best proof! How do you like that?
Well played.
To think you'd use such logic. Well then, if it wasn't Linny who committed the crimes, then who was it?
Good question. The murder was... Select the gear icons in the interface to check the corresponding case questions. Select answers and fill all the empty gears to verify the correctness of your deduction. If you have made mistakes, you must make another selection from the remaining options. Once you have answered all the questions correctly, you complete this logic chain. The guard's investigation report indicates that the fireworks released near the end of the show hadn't burned through the ropes suspending the water tank stage. This caused the water tank to fall and kill Cal. Whoa. So that means Cal was alive. Sorry, that's me thinking. If Lenny's no longer under suspicion, only the other members of the troupe would have been able to tamper with the props. Lenny gave a detailed account of how the trick was supposed to work. By using a box inside a box, the idea was for the box containing the audience member to be transported across via a tunnel underneath. Lenny himself would also use this tunnel to get to the other side. That would make sense how the audience member would kidnap herself. She forced Cal into the box. Eh? And she could have used the vase to knock him out. Having changed her outfit, Lynette and her assistant would take charge of on-stage interactions. The clothes belonging to Halsey, the lady who went missing, were found in the tunnel. The reason for this remains unknown. Technically, to view detailed information.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey is the missing person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along? Could there have been a third person involved? Is that really a possibility?
If it doesn't make sense,
Cowell, Linny's
he would have,
assistant.
sure.
He would have been able to
Why would
tamper
he
with
have
the
killed
equipment.
himself?
Halsey is the
lean
missing
Halsey.
person and an ordinary audience member. Or did she have her own scheme all along?
She's a well-known artist. She's got no quarrel with the troupe. Hal's dead.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He
is the only one that could tamper with it. He's dead.
Huh? That can't be right. Are you serious? The killer was, in fact, Cowell, the deceased!
You think maybe he wasn't trying to kill himself?
Is that so? How interesting! Let's hear your reasoning then.
What I must do next is recreate the truth. What Cowell did, and how he went from would-be perpetrator to victim.
Oh boy.
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
Round.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment. Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention. The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal. Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time. It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
I was like, how can we envisage Linny as having been unable to time?
Linny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
So also makes.
It would have been tough for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Linny as well.
Like that one. How can I prove that there was an altercation in the tunnel?
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Who is the prime suspect currently?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
Where did missing Halsey go?
No one entered or left the opera house through its entrances. So, where would the criminal have wanted to take Halsey?
Okay. Thud.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Well,
Halsey's clothing was in the tunnel. So, there must have been some fear that she would attract attention.
Ah. The one that doesn't make sense.
It would have
It's a
been tough
tunnel?
for both people to fit into that vent. They would likely have bumped into Lenny as well.
Is that the voice? Leaving aside how he died, Cal had all the means to commit crime at his disposal. Strange noise could likely have been the sound of Cal and Halsey struggling. Lenny was not in tunnel for 1 minute. This would have given time for Cal to bring Halsey out of the magic box. When the guard says no one entered or left the opera house. No means of exiting. Exiting the box would have been in full view of the audience, pretty much guaranteeing that they would be discovered.
Traveler? Are you still having trouble figuring things out?
Where in the world did Halsey go?
I see how it is. So this was all just a bluff. And here I thought you had something to show for it. But it seems you're still far from the truth.
Look, since we're at a dead end, why not consider a different track? Just like the trick as it transpired, the end result must have been utterly different from the magician's initial design.
If only we knew how Halsey disappeared.
Well, that would be nice, but the tunnel only has 3 exits, and none of them seem very likely. And it's not like this is a magic trick where you can just make a real live person disappear. You know, like you did from that water tank, Lynette.
The water tank. The water.
Excuse my interruption, dear opponents, but do you not see that the crowd is growing impatient? There is
There was a
no
lot of water
greater
at the
sin
base.
in this opera house than an awkward delay in the performance.
Well, the trial's going not so great.
If the defense is unable to make further
Water.
effective arguments, we will move on to the next stage of the trial.
Water. Hold on. Water. That's true. The first act, the Ned disappeared in the tank. When they were underground, there was a broken vase with a lot of water there. Chotamate.
Lenny was not in the tunnel at that moment, which gave our criminal ample time.
Correct.
The sound we heard may have come from a clash between the missing Halsey and the criminal.
Correct.
The deceased's name is Cowell, Lenny's assistant.
He would also been the one to temper
He would have
things.
been able to tamper with the equipment.
Correct. And then there
The
was
vase
the
was
vase.
not broken by chance.
Correct.
It was used to cover important evidence. The water.
Okay.
Paimon gets it! It all comes together if Halsey disappeared instead of being
Disappeared.
kidnapped. Lynette escaped from the water tank, vanishing gradually and leaving only clothes behind.
How did she do that?
If there's a similar method where a person
Vanishing.
could be transformed into water...
Just a moment, please. I do hope you know how preposterous you
Is it,
sound at the
though?
moment.
Is it?
How could a person ever be transformed into water? This is reality we're talking about here, not some magic trick.
I request that we examine Cal's personal effects. We might find something there.
Must we really? I should think that of anyone. Your friend Linny already knows this truth very well. Magic tricks are ultimately just illusions and misdirection. But Halsey's disappearance is very real.
Then you
We're talking
won't.
about two completely different things.
You won't care if we check the
Even
effects
so,
then.
I trust the traveler's judgment. The truth must be out there somewhere. Perhaps some new line of reasoning may open if we try to gather all the focal points that don't make sense. Since Cal was the deceased, we haven't placed much attention on him. But given that we aren't making much progress with the case, it wouldn't hurt to have a look at his belongings, would it?
People really do come up with all sorts of harebrained schemes when at the end of their rope. The way I see it, your suggestion that we broaden the scope of our investigation is nothing but a tactic for stalling the trial.
Nevertheless, I believe that this is a reasonable request on the part of an attorney.
Everybody's enjoying the good trial.
Since the trial does indeed appear to be at an impasse, I believe that additional evidence may help us make more progress.
Why not extend
Guards,
things and make things
please
more
step
fun?
into the lounge and examine the personal effects of the deceased, Cowell.
After some time, a guard returns with news.
We are still examining the items, but we have already made critical progress that we feel must be shared with everyone post-haste. We discovered several test tubes of fluid within Cowell's baggage, each labeled separately. The notebook in his backpack claims that these fluids are water from the primordial sea.
The primordial sea?
The note's contents also indicate that Cowell belonged to an organization that sells illegal drugs and that he had an accomplice.
I knew that Rad was new. He was the new guy. Everybody liked him. Working on his own little agenda in the background.
The notebook has many entries concerning safe usage of these fluids, in which the keyword dissolve appears many times. One of these tubes was labeled Opera Epiclese, along with yesterday's date. It is empty. The notes also state that these dissolution properties work exclusively on people from Fontaine. It's likely that Halsey was chosen as some sort of test subject. As such, we believe that the defense's hypothesis is, in fact, supported by sufficient evidence.
Are you saying she was dissolved? Dissolved? You dissolved humans? Oh boy.
You've got to be kidding! People dissolving into water?
Could something so ridiculous actually be true?
Wait a moment. This reminds me of a certain prophecy, but it's just a coincidence, isn't it?
Huh. If people can become water, does that mean that the water tank's real use was as a means to hide water stains? And if Cowell was targeting that girl... Wait just a minute. Could that mean... You two, with me, quick!
Demoiselle, wait! What about your partners?
Let's go. Just trust me.
Order! Order! It is undeniable that further examination of the deceased's personal effects has yielded some surprising results, but we cannot yet verify the veracity of these clues. Still, let us assume that these clues are indeed authentic, albeit with the understanding that Ms. Halsey has yet to be found. Guards, please continue examining the items along these lines. Mr. Linney, it appears your hypothesis is supported by the evidence, so please continue speaking.
Of course. Thank you, Your Honor.
We caught him acquitted, at least.
If we uphold this hypothesis, I believe that many of this case's seemingly unrelated clues can be connected together.
Right! Like the metal hook! That one didn't make sense at all.
Still doesn't.
Let's think about this. Cowell's methods must have something to do with that water from the primordial sea.
The liquid the guards found in Cal's luggage seems to have the ability to dissolve Fontanians into water. Oh, wow. Okay, who is the prime suspect currently?
The deceased's name is Cowell, Linny's assistant. He would have been able to tamper with the equipment.
He was the new guy. Everybody liked him. Would have been the only other person underground. But why is he dead? Guess he must have screwed up something. What item did the culprit use to control the timing of the Control the timing of the dissolution? Wait, what? What item did the...
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box. Lynette was in the magic box on stage the entire time. Did she have something to do with this?
Wait.
Now it seems like the hook rope was not meant for another magic trick, but was instead some form of triggering mechanism.
Oh, it what? Oh, that's right. It was covered in water, if I'm correctly. What item did the culprit use to dissolve Halsey? Well, that was a
The water from the primordial sea should already have been prepped before Halsey entered the magic box.
And what item did the culprit use to hide the mechanism behind the crime?
I remember there was something else within the inner layer of that box.
Is that correct? Correct. Things are starting to make sense now. Here we go.
Ahem! It's Ace Detective Paimon's time to shine again!
Stupid
In
mustache.
the original plan, Cowl would tamper with the water tank rope, and the number selector securing his target.
Okay.
When the magic box containing Halsey was lowered, the metal hook would retract gradually and pierce the balloon at the top of the box. When the balloon attached to the box popped, the water from the primordial seed inside it would pour down and dissolve Halsey.
Ugh.
Afterward, Cowl would enter the tunnel and break the flower vase to conceal the water inside the tunnel, with the remaining evidence being covered up by the water tank on stage. But he encountered something unexpected in the tunnel, and wound up being fatally hit by the same water tank he meant to use to cover his tracks.
What could have happened?
Huh. That does make sense.
That actually links together a lot of the more confusing pieces of evidence.
Oh dear, what do I do? Even I think they sound convincing now. Have I falsely accused an innocent person? What a humiliation.
But you're gonna keep talking,
No.
aren't you?
It seems like the only point of contention remaining is the exact circumstances that led to Cowl's death.
Sunotori.
His notes mentioned he had an accomplice who could be related to the situation.
On that note, the guards have just contacted me indicating that they uncovered new evidence.
Oh.
I shall now invite him on stage to share it with us.
Thank you, Your Honor. We were just inspecting the luggage of the other people involved in this case. And we found an identical sample of the water from the primordial sea among Linny's personal effects.
Eh?
What?
That can't be.
Oh, I see. Well, how wonderfully comedic to have your own counterattack only to come back and wound you.
Where would that come from, though?
Does this not clear all doubt? My dear citizens, my loyal audience,
The only thing that comes to mind is the thief from the other day.
my reasoning and bring this performance to a swift close.
Oh boy.
Lenny did not need to take part in the dissolution of the young woman at all. Indeed, he did leave the scene via the vent. Having made modifications to the props beforehand, his accomplice Cowl then caused Halsey to vanish using the water from the primordial sea.
Okay.
But upon his return, in cruel avarice, Lenny desired sole credit and prepared to do away with his partner in crime.
That one doesn't make sense.
Ultimately, he knocked Cowl out, and the tool meant to cover the crime up also became a murder weapon. Now, as much as I regret having come to such a viciously straightforward conclusion, it does seem that the famed Fatui is quite the cold-blooded and ruthless organization.
Well...
Am I right, Mr. Lenny?
We've used up all the evidence we collected. There's no way for us to make a rebuttal here. Is this the end of the road?
Must be something else.
Oh no! Paimon can't think of anything either. like there's anyone
Why did
around
you have
this.
that vial, though?
Seems using the water as new evidence was too good a move. Oh, why did this have to happen now?
I think we've all seen enough now. And we have ample witnesses to my flawless reasoning. I believe this is indeed the finale. Now then, my
It's not
good,
over just yet.
noble Chief Justice, should we not, in your view, move...
Excuse me, everyone, but I must interject.
Miss, I must ask you not to shout and to respect the ongoing legal proceedings.
Oh, come on. Don't be hasty. I have a good reason for interrupting, you know. Now, would anyone here like to take a little break from all this debate and see a little magic? I'll show you an amazing trick. One that can bring a young woman who has disappeared back in the flesh, right before your very eyes. Please, do the honors, Mr. Linny, if you would be so kind.
What in the world is she saying?
No offense, miss, but miracles like that are beyond my scope as a magician.
Come on now, don't be silly. Magic is all about misdirection, isn't it? It often conceals the truth while presenting a fascinating illusion. But once everyone believes the illusion, can't magic reveal the truth to them once again? And wouldn't such a trick be the most marvelous finale to today's performance? Come on, Lenny and Lynette. Give it another go. Don't worry. Spina di Rasula has made the necessary arrangements on your behalf. But, as the magic makers and stars of the show, I think I should leave the final performance to you.
Oh?
I understand.
And voila.
And is our victim? Yes, she is.
Sorry for the interruption.
Wait, isn't that Halsey? So the whole thing about people dissolving wasn't true after all?
I think it's actually
To be
very
clear,
true.
I'm only here because this person told me that if I testified, the merit of doing so would lessen my sentence. I was hiding outside this room listening to the proceedings because I was afraid that I would be the one put on trial. I was just feeling happy that no one had noticed me, and then before I knew it, she caught me.
That'll teach you to underestimate us three.
Where should I begin? I'm sorry. I'm the one who killed Cowell.
You really
I
did kill
admit
him.
it.
What? Why?
Firstly, my name isn't Halsey. It's Lillian, and I'm originally from Mondstadt. I heard that Linny's show was gonna be a real thriller, but I missed the chance to buy a ticket, so I stole one. That's how I make a living. I steal stuff here and there. And I'd never been
You're the
caught
little
before.
pickpocket, aren't you?
But
You
I
are
was
the
noticed at the
pickpocket.
harbor a few days ago, and I barely got away. Lenny was the one who caught me in the act.
Hey!
Darn it, I should have remembered that.
Familiar. So you were the thief! Liddy even mentioned that you were pretty skilled.
Well, and I thought that would have been the end of it, but then the number selector chose me. He even mentioned the Fortress of Meripede. That's a prison, isn't it? So you can imagine how shocked I was. I thought he was onto me for sure. So I played along with the show while looking for an opening to flee. But then I got water poured on me for no
That's
reason,
why
and then
you-
someone jumped into the tunnel to nap me. I wasn't going to take that lying down, so I knocked him out and stuffed him into the box.
And then he got
There was
killed.
nowhere to run from there, though, so I had to change my clothes and hide in a box containing performance costumes. I slipped out after the first guard arrived at the scene and continued hiding inside the opera house.
Can a person even hide in there?
If they're a practiced hand at concealment, probably. A professional thief couldn't make it work.
But I swear, I didn't know that the water tank would fall down. Really, I swear it. Had I known that, I wouldn't have put him in the magic box. I may be a thief, but I'm no killer.
Well,
You almost got yourself killed, though.
clear now, doesn't it?
Now it's time to refute the Hydro Archon's previous reasoning.
This time, we need to tell the entire story from Lillian's perspective.
Butter. Okay, Lenny entered the tunnel. Is there anything in here that we need to address? No. There isn't anything. Yeah, Halsey dissolved. Except she didn't, because she's a Monstanian, not a Fontanian. So she couldn't have dissolved. Instead, know the reason for that. What was the thing? No, but this is the one. Right? Then he wanted all the credit. It's very complete unharmed for trials for instance. Is evidence it did indeed break out. Oh no. Correct. Wasn't this fast as yeah, there was an audible thump. It would have knocked over by the trolley. The one. That's correct. Okay. Let's go with this one.
The flower vase was not broken to cover anything up, but was smashed during the struggle between Lillian and Cowell.
There we go. Lenny knocked Cal out. Lenny knocked Cal out, then used the method you used to solve young girls. He got rid of Cal and disguised it as an accident. And Halsey has appeared completely unharmed for all of our eyes. Friends conjecture it no longer holds water. After the fight, what did Halsey do? Well, she would have changed clothes. Now we know. Did not kill him. What did Halsey do? What did she do?
Lillian was afraid that she would be recognized if she left, so she changed clothes and hid, biding her time. Just what one might expect of an experienced thief.
There you go. Do you believe? Oh, so he entered the tunnel. Oh, that's all. What was it? Dissolved. Okay. Hal planned to use the prepared apparatus for the magic tricks to dissolve Halsey inside the magic box. Since Halsey has appeared completely unharmed, the solution no longer holds. How would Halsey have regained Primordial's teeth suddenly became audible.
The strange sound wasn't from a fight. It was Lillian's attempt to break out when she was frightened.
And there it is.
And it's Ace Detective Paimon time! Having been selected out of the blue, Lillian panicked. Her panic only intensified after she entered the tunnel and had water poured on her head. So she kicked the door open, producing the thud we all heard. Hearing the commotion, Cowell leapt into the tunnel, only to discover that Lillian had not dissolved.
Oh.
He did not know that Lillian was not from Fontaine, but was a thief who made her way in by stealing a ticket.
Boy, was that a surprise for him.
Mistakenly believing that the water from the primordial sea needed time to take effect, he tried to force Lillian back into the box.
And was murdered instead.
The two broke the flower vase during the struggle, but Lillian came out on top, knocking Cowell out and putting him in the box.
Someone puts Cal in the
With no
box.
way of escaping, she changed her clothes and hid in the costume trunk until the performance ended.
Dring. And the prize is right, you'll find.
She knew that that she would have to go through guard inspection if she tried to leave afterward. So, she has been trapped in the Opera House these last 2 days!
Correct, my dear Paimon.
She had already become desperately hungry by the time we were chatting over macarons. So, she swiped 2 of them right under our noses. Talk about a sneaky thief.
At this point,
Sneaky
all the
thief with
events that happened
sticky
in the tunnel have
hands.
now come to light.
Ah, so that's the whole story.
Correct.
Bravo! Bravo!
Now then, Lady Farina, do you wish to speak against the defense's statements? Please answer the question, Lady Farina. Also, if I may add, the trial has not yet ended. As such, I request that the prosecution not leave the room before the proceedings have concluded.
Someone's in trouble.
What? Are you reading my mind now? No, I have no further arguments. I admit defeat. But really, could you at least have left me with some dignity?
Well, you're the one kind of started this.
She's like a deflated balloon now.
If there are no objections, then as the Chief Justice of Fontaine, I shall once again repeat the full sequence of events. The actual perpetrator of the serial disappearances, Cowell, selected his next victim from the audience reservation list. With
But he
some
made one
modifications to
mistake.
the selector, he could ensure that the pre-selected young woman would be chosen. To cover up any evidence while committing the deed, Cowell thought of allowing the water tank to fall, which would conceal the water left behind after the young woman was dissolved. He also tampered with the rope suspending the water tank, using the fireworks at the end of the performance to cause the tank to drop and hide the watermarks. He poured the water from the primordial sea into a balloon during the preparation of the magic box and stuck it to the box's lid. Finally, he passed the prepared hook on a rope through the gap in the magic box's door when bringing the young woman to said box. When the magic trick officially began, the box containing the woman was lowered into the tunnel, tightening the hook rope and bursting the balloon containing the water. If all had gone to plan, the young woman would be dissolved at this time. However, Lillian was not from Fontaine and thus fled the box with a loud noise. Realizing that there was trouble, Cowell entered the tunnel and met Lillian. Thinking that the waters had not yet taken effect, he decided to proceed. However, his opponent was more capable than he thought, and he was overcome, knocked unconscious, and placed into the magic box, and thus became his own final victim. Lillian, according to her own statements, then changed clothes and hid until the performance ended, before hiding in other parts of the opera house. As for Linny, he was in the underground structures within the opera house, and was thus ignorant of these happenings. From this reconstruction of events, we can conclude that Linny, the accused, is in fact innocent.
Somehow I pulled it off as a good lawyer. I don't want
While
to be a
there is
lawyer
much
ever
in
again.
Linny and Lillian's conduct that should still be investigated separately, this case, at least, can be handed over to the Oratrice to make the final decision.
Yes, the living machination. And the machination.
As such, Linny and Lynette are officially declared not guilty.
They did it.
Great work, partners.
Thank you all.
I could never be a judge. I could never be a lawyer or a detective. You say first. Please don't tell me there's more to come. Let's not celebrate just yet.
Next, I think we deserve an explanation, Guard Vaughn.
Eh?
How did you find the water from the primordial sea in Linny's baggage?
That's a good point.
Right! Your discovery caused me to make a serious mistake, you know. Or was that not a discovery, but false evidence that you dare to bring before this court?
I suspect that the accomplice mentioned in Cowell's notes was not Linny, but you, yes?
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
I'm sure you know what you must do to lessen your sentence.
Speak quickly!
My
Unless you
brain
want
is
to earn
cut.
yourself a one-way ticket to Coupon Town.
I was just following orders. We were supposed to place blame for the serial disappearances onto Linny, and thus cause suspicion to fall on the Fatui. The higher-ups said this was the best opportunity to do so.
Oh.
And now that your plan has fallen through, and the secrets of the water have been revealed, you have become a liability to said higher-ups, yes?
Uh-oh.
Therefore, you would be wise to tell everything you know, and seek the protection of the guards.
Yes!
Turncoat.
I'll tell you everything I know. Our boss discovered that the water can cause people to dissolve. It can also be made into a potion, which when extremely diluted, can cause people to experience unforgettable exhilaration.
Eh?
We've been in this business for a while now, and have made decent more off it. The disappearances were also the boss's idea. I mean, this is the boss we're talking about. The...
Well, that was unexpected. Looks like somebody just got dissolved. Oh boy.
And now he can no longer talk.
Such ruthlessness. I shouldn't have expected any less of them.
An outrageous act. All present, please submit to inspection immediately.
Uh-oh, the machinations too? However, nothing's found on the scene apart from the liquid left behind after the fall. So...
So, we're just going back now?
I mean, kind of finished the trial today. Problem seems to have been solved for now. Not needed here anymore.
True, but...
Traveler, Paimon! Please wait.
Well, this is kind of awkward now, isn't it?
Linny...
I know you may not want to speak to me right now. Maybe you don't even want to look at me. But still, let me thank you again for defending me to the end. Even after you learned that I'm a member of the Fatui.
I just didn't want to see anyone be falsely accused. Just wanted to be sure that we're square.
I guess. But regardless, I'd like the opportunity to set things straight.
All ears.
I didn't approach you with any ulterior motives or ill intent. I've spoken to you as myself, just plain Linny this entire time. As for why I'm a Fatus, it's because the goals of the House of the Hearth align with those of an orphan like me. That's all. That was how Father, who you might know as the Knave, approached recruiting us back then too.
The Knave? The one who controls the House of the Hearth? She's your father?
That's right. And since we're here, I was wondering, would you mind hearing a story? It's about my past.
Go on.
Back when our parents first died, Lynette and I were left wandering the streets. To survive, I took to surreptitiously observing an older street performer who did magic. It took me several days to figure out how he pulled off his amazing tricks. I took my sister through several streets until we found a crowded corner, and we began to perform magic tricks there. To my surprise, we proved to be pretty popular, and we could at least stop worrying about where our next meal would come from for a time. But I didn't want my sister to remain a street rat together with me forever. Before long, an aristocrat came to me and claimed that he wished to take us in after watching my performances.
So you went from orphans to nobility just like that?
That was how we felt at first too. As if fate was on our side and we could say goodbye to those painful days. But I gradually discovered that while we were called foster children, he was really after my talent for magic tricks. He would constantly take me to all sorts of banquets to garner attention, which he would then use to expand his social circles.
That doesn't seem too bad either. Better than roaming the streets at any rate.
Looks like things got worse.
It took a while for me to realize just how dark his heart really was. After one particular performance at a banquet, I discovered that Lynette was not on the same return vehicle as me. I waited a long time after we returned home, but she did not come back. I went to that noble's bedroom and asked him about her whereabouts. The answer he gave me was, she caught the eye of the most eminent person at the banquet, so I sent her over as a gift. I mean, you'll be able to perform your magic regardless of who your assistant is, yes?
Oh no. So he was gonna... But wouldn't Fontaine's laws deal with such people?
As far as outsiders are concerned, this is a relationship akin to adoption or foster care, and they have their ways of escaping the eye of the law.
They are nobles, after all.
I managed to ferret out the location of the mansion of that so-called eminent person, and hurried through the night. But by the time I leaped over the walls, avoided the guards, and made my way in, all I saw was the moonlit ground covered in blood, and the knave standing there in the darkness.
So, she'd already taken care of that guy.
Ruthless, but
That's
effective.
right. She had rescued my sister before she could come to any harm, and had even discovered several girls hidden in a basement, all of them orphans. Father, I mean, the knave, might have seen something in me, and so she made me an offer. The House of the Hearth welcomes you, for your interests align with ours. Here, none will ever betray you. Indeed, betrayal shall never be permitted here. I was hesitant to trust her. I mean, I had just been betrayed by nobles. But she was also quick to destroy the noble who had taken us in at first, giving us back our freedom.
Oh, so that's how the two of you joined the House of the Hearth.
That's all in the past, though. Maeve is after the noses.
She has her own plans. She has gained permission from the Tsaritsa to first use the Gnosis' power when she obtains it. She plans to use it to find a way to break the prophecy and save Fontaine.
So, she believes in that prophecy too?
That's right. The whole House of the Hearth is currently working to combat that crisis. Today's case has also proven that people from Fontaine can indeed dissolve into some sort of water, thus further supporting the prophecy. Everyone at Hotel Bouffe d'été, including the knave, has their roots in Fontaine. And we will always defend our homeland. To us orphans, the only connection we have left to this world, apart from our family, is our homeland.
So, from small deeds like distributing magic pockets to huge schemes like stealing a Gnosis, everything is aimed at dealing with that prophecy.
Sorry, but I still can't completely trust you.
It's all right. I understand. The only thing I can do is relate all this to you. I just hope you can understand that even as a member of the House, I have never stopped making my own decisions, and that I believe what I'm doing is right. If you should need anything at all in the future, feel free to find me. I will do my best to help you, as plain Linny.
I understand. Bye.
Bye, Linny!
Things just got more difficult for us. Lies cast shadow under gathered lights. Leave the opera house. Oh boy, we've been going for 3 hours. No, more than 3 hours. 3 hours 40 minutes. Oh my goodness. This has been a long one. This was, I mean, it was fun. It's been very fun. I did a pretty good job as a lawyer. I hope this doesn't take too long. We do have to start at the stream. Oh.
Hey there.
For bad guys.
What was with the
they're not
disappearing
very
act you pulled
bad
right as the
guys.
trial ended?
Were you looking for us, Navia?
Well, this whole thing isn't exactly over, is it? I do feel that we're getting closer to solving the serial disappearances case, though. Don't you think so, too?
Well,
Huh? What's wrong, my dear partner?
I was really only trying to defend Linny. I wasn't necessarily looking to serial disappearance cases.
Besides, are you sure we're the ones who can crack a case that's been cold for decades now? And given that there's new evidence from the trial, there should be a trail of breadcrumbs for the Hydro Archon's people to follow now, right?
Don't look at me
I
that
see.
way.
Well, I won't lie. I'm a little shocked to hear that from you. But I suppose you are just travelers who have only arrived in Fontaine after all.
It's a little much to ask
Sorry.
me to find.
I might have been too presumptuous.
Don't say that, Navia.
Ah, and we
Made
were
me
having so
regret
much
my
fun
choice.
investigating with you, too. It was like having new waters flowing into a stagnant mire, causing new hope to spring forth, and the reflection in the murk to become clearer. Well,
I love how she
sorry about
romanticizes
that.
everything.
I'm a bit prone to nostalgia. Don't mind me. Wait, shall we have a farewell meal? You know, to commemorate our time as partners?
I'll never say no to sweets.
Do we really need to get that formal? Well, guess you really did treat us as partners, huh?
Well, I'd just like to have a proper ending to every important memory. That way there are no regrets later. Anyway, it would just be a meal, so it shouldn't take up too much of your time.
Well, if you say so. Let's go have this meal.
You don't have to twist Paimon's arm. If Boss Navia's treating, count Paimon in!
Oh, wonderful. In that case, why don't we return to the Court of Fontaine and head to the Hotel de Boer? I believe we'll make it just in time for dinner.
Ooh, dinner.
Alright then, let's have our farewell meal!
Just give me more macarons. Maybe a spot of tea. Crumpets on the side. Offer the Hydra sigils you obtain from your adventures. Woohoo! Woohoo! All right. Yes. 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 All right. We just got another wish. Woo! Okay. We've been going for almost 4 hours. It's time to wrap the stream up. To finish things off, though, let's go ahead and make one more wish. This was fun, by the way. This was a lot of fun. I had to use my brain a lot. And I can already expect more cases to pop up. I gotta give myself like a what you might call it? What was his name? Not Charles Darwin. What's his name? My dear Watson and what? Oh, what's his name? The detective who does all the solving and stuff, and then he has a helper named Watson. Sherlock. Ah, yes. I need to get myself a Sherlock Holmes hat. I do believe I need one if I'm going to be solving more cases. Okay. We got a wish as well. Oh, I couldn't do that before? Oh. Oh, wait. I knew it. Well, not enough. I'll take him anyways. Oh, the fountain. I don't know if you saw earlier, but we did also get Sethos. But right now, we're gonna use our final wish that we got right now. We have one more wish. That means we'll be at 70 total wishes. Anyways, let's go ahead and pull that one. What are the chances, right? Butters. Chances were not good. Anything? Wait, no. Though that was very entertaining. That was very fun. I was drawn in every second like that, and I got better at solving the puzzles near the end, so I would say that was pretty successful. Overall, we found the true culprit to be Cal. What was confusing was why he killed himself. Anyways. Too much for hanging out. I'll see you. This one. Sethos has joined the team. Not exciting. It wasn't that exciting, honestly. I was like, yeah, you know, we got him. Oh, don't forget, if you're over on YouTube, like and subscribe. Over on Twitch, don't forget to follow and turn on notifications. Thank you so much for hanging out, Tsubaki. Everybody else. Good night. Now I'm learning a lot more information before the end. Just tell me. Are we gonna have enough? We are also gonna get Friday, supposed to be pretty big as well, isn't it? Oh. 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Wait, we should have enough time to make a couple more attempts. We'll see how that goes. We'll see how that goes. I love the music. All right. Well, good night. Farewell. Bonjour. What Wiedersehen. Ata. Now.